All right. So, good morning, evening, whatever it is for all of you. Welcome back to the Six Digit World Cup. This time with the prediction stream. We're gonna go through every country. We have randomized the order of countries. You can see it on the left. We'll go from top left to bottom right. So starting with Pakistan, going to Israel, and yada yada. With me here today, I have some people who are returning from the previous year's prediction stream and a few new faces, with one returning person being Lunex, who I believe is here now. Hello.
Yes, hello, I'm here.
So Lunex, host of NGT, German player, low SR enjoyer, and qualifier thrower, so that he can play group stage.
Dude, I've been here forever.
Then we have the then we have the Peruvian captain for this year, and I believe last year as well, Leopardo. Good morning and hello as well.
Yes, good morning and thank you for inviting me.
He sounds dead. Okay.
Brother, not my fault. You made me woke up 8 a.m.
Then we have Hyushin, the previous 6WC second place. Also their tryout organizer this year. Hello.
Yo, what's up? I hate the Philippines.
And then relatable take. And then as our last, we have our favorite Canadian streamer, the one who's been around for 20 years at this point, Jorian.
Well, it's been only like 11 years, but
That's it.
yeah. God, I was the last thing it fell, by the way. It was supposed to be someone else, so I'm just here now.
Yeah, unfortunately, Limbo decided to go to work. So, GG's. But here we are now, starting with the predictions. We're not gonna drag this on for too long, as I feel like we have a lot of teams to go through, a lot of teams to predict, and we start off with Pakistan, who have a few players returning, but they have definitely fallen from grace, having been in the previous years a decent team, especially in 2024, but unfortunately, they're not as good as they once were. What do we think? Others? What do we think? Leopardo as our new face for the tournament team.
Wait, hold on. My PC is blowing up. Fuck.
Okay.
I'm fine now. Personally, I also think they're gonna qual, but they're gonna stay in the first round as well. I don't think they're gonna go that far compared to other years. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Look at the silence.
I don't know.
Okay, well, I have like some things to talk about Pakistan. From what I remember in 6WC5, it was a different format where it was only a round of 32. There's no group stage, so the others who didn't qualify get straight into minor league. I think they would, yeah. Same answer with Leopardo. I think Pakistan, with only just being Demon for Days and Doggerism, who are like the most notable ones. I think they're just gonna be on like GS1, like group stage 1, first stage, and maybe barely group stage 2. But yeah, that's about it for me for Pakistan.
Yeah, I think the most notable name here is probably Doggerism. He's been around for a while, he's been on the stronger rosters that Pakistan had in the past. I don't really recognize the others all that much, unfortunately. Personally, I have Pakistan as DNQing because of that, unfortunately. I think they have a lot of new names, and the returning names just don't inspire enough confidence in me that would, like, you know, lead them to actually qualify for the main tournament. I think they're gonna do fine in minor league, though. Probably gonna be, like, one of the more middle ground teams. I think they're gonna do well there.
Lee, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? It's on you. I think Leo's dead. So if Leo's just...
No. What happened? Sorry.
Do you want to go first and to explain why you think they're going to be in 30-40 spot? Or do you want me to play why I think they're DNQ?
Explain yourself first.
Okay,
I think
so
it would be fun.
Okay, so me thinking why the DNQ, but I went out saying 30-40, it just because Loon, like you said, is because they're going to be more like a minor league team from all the history, and like everyone said, Dogwism is going to be the most notable players. So like they might be the mid-range of minor league just because of that or top seed, but because this qual pool is actually kind of mechanics heavy or like tapping heavy as well too for some places, I think the qualifier might mess them up a little bit, but going to minor league will help them a lot more to be in the top side.
Yeah, I don't
Okay, I
know.
think that's a valid opinion.
Yeah, that's
If-
I
fair.
can see that happening.
If Doggerism is your most notorious player, I think there might be an issue with the team. Nothing against Doggerism, of course, but you know, he's a decent player, but like, unfortunately, that's about it. You know, they don't have this super carry that some other teams have. You know, we will come to those teams eventually, but some teams just, you know, have similar rosters, but then they have this one standout name where, you know, this player is cracked, and they just don't have that, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like with this team, if they do qualify, it's gonna be like very low, like 39, 40th. It's kind of my
Yeah.
guess. I don't think they get
Yeah, I could see
higher.
that.
It's yeah.
Mm.
Like if
Yeah,
they
it's gonna
get
be at
lucky,
the
they
very
can
bottom.
qual, but I don't think it's likely. I feel like this is gonna be a team that goes DNQ. They went DNQ last year. I don't remember exactly what seed. I
They look
believe they were like seed, give or take, 36. They were close,
36.
but
They were middle ground seed in the minor league.
yeah. But yeah,
My
we've
reason-
yapped enough about this team. As we can see, this team's probably going DNQ or very barely qualifying.
Yeah.
And I think we can move on to Israel, which this team, straight up, crazy call. Hear me out, because
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
this team has an insane motivation to do good. I've told this to the other people here, not all of them. I don't think all of them know, but this team has been told that if they qualify, their tryout organizer is going to dress up as a maid and put on a full-on maid outfit. So the amount of motivation this team has to do good is the most out of anyone in the tournament.
That sounds like
Bro,
bias. That
that's
sounds like
enough.
bias.
Like, no, that's enough, bro. They're gonna win the tournament.
It's like it's like their tryout host wearing the maid outfit is like freaking steroids when doing the gym. You know, they're going in qualify for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think they're just gonna go past in group stage, but I know they're gonna qualify.
Yeah, so talking about Israel is always difficult, but anyway, hey yo, Leo, you're on the wrong row, bro. Go down.
Oh shit, my bad.
So I can't really say anything bad about the country. I have a lot of friends in the country. No, unfortunately, one of them, Fronan, isn't playing this time around, and he would have probably been their best player, which is really unfortunate. They still have Danan, don't get me wrong, Danan is really good. It's just that most of these other players are very new tournament players, right? At the end of the day, though, I do think they have a shot, and I am actually going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Dude, they want that maid outfit. They want that cosplay, dude. I'm putting them in
want
25,
that.
32. I'm actually
Really?
putting them in. They get out of fucking groups. They can do it. I
Damn.
believe in them. They fucking make it.
Look, yeah, no, I can see it. This team has motivation. Danan is like a decent player.
Dude,
all
Danan
things
is good.
considered. Yeah, Danan is good. They are missing that reading player in Frunan. Unfortunately, he is like
Yeah.
in Japan until like the end of August, as far as I know.
Yeah, he also kind of quit, unfortunately,
Yeah.
a few months ago.
But no, I think generally speaking, this is just a 33 to 40th seed. Gets out in groups, but I think they can qualify. I think it's like a lot more secure than Pakistan, personally, at least.
Once again, I'm an outlier thinking the DNQ because, like you said, Loon, like they are all new tournament players, and because because one of the mainstays that we know is gone, like one of the old heads is gone, it's kind of hard to see what they are. But if you're saying that Danan is good, let's see from calls. If they're not good here, they could be good in minor league. One of the two options.
Yeah, I mean they're in it for the long run, you know.
Yeah.
What happens in qualifiers doesn't matter as long as you perform well on the stages, you know.
Yeah, just don't
True.
get underneath 40th
That's true.
seed.
But yeah, I think we can move on. Israel qualifying purely to get the main outfit. As we now move to a team that I think is a lot more secure when it comes to qualifying. India, if someone wants to take us away with this one.
I have some. Because my fellow six APCians, if I could call if I could call them that. I mean, yeah. I mean, Noxilium, Sheriff, and Bounce still in the team. We do have some new faces here, and I'm guessing like I still miss their like consistent HR player. I forgot the name who it was. But yeah, this team, aside from like Noxilium, like bringing down the mask as captain again. Yeah, from what Foxy said, I think this is gonna be like around like a seed 32 or something like that. They will get out. I mean, they will get out in like in group stages from stage 1 and 2, but I think they can barely go to round of 16 here. Barely. Yeah, that's about it for me. I think they can. Yeah, you can go into round of 16. I think that it might be a round of 16 exit, or it might go further.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is finally a team where I actually recognize a few of these players, like Pilot, Bounce, Trev, Maxilium. I actually know who they are, and I'm, for once, I am actually kind of confident that these guys will definitely qualify. First of the 3 teams for sure. And I think that India had a really good track record over the years. They never made it far. They always qualified. They always really made it out of groups. It just kind of they struggle once the SR climbs, and they struggle, around the middle of the bracket rounds. And I can see them doing that again. They have the solid players to at least get that far, and that's why I would say they, at least make it out of the group stage.
Like honestly, for them getting out of group stage, it does make sense a lot. Like their previous track record for last year was 13 to 16th, and I think in all the other rounds previous years as well, and previous iterations, I think they did qualify. I think one that they had like a insane loose bracket one, but don't talk about Illy is playing right this year, or no? Because
I don't believe so. I'm not sure.
damn, because if you want to talk about history ones, that's the bracket history one that we had talked about from 6WC too. But honestly, for India, I think they were in that path a long time ago as well too. So yeah, 17 to 24 makes sense, and also pilot bias. So Shimolok.
Yeah. This team unfortunately doesn't have Rocky, who is the
Yeah.
best Indian player in
Yeah.
6th.
I forgot about Rocky.
Quite a while ago.
He
Yeah,
was
Rocky
there with the
unfortunately
Free
quit like
Fire.
right before 6WC5. But Rocky was the best. Nowadays, I think Sheriff and Luxilium are starting to get up there. This team's not bad, but I also think there's just too many really good teams in this tournament for them to really do much better than getting out of groups and maybe winning in losers bracket. Maybe they get into winners bracket side. I doubt it, but it can happen. But I feel like overall they either go 0-2 or 1-1 and then get out in quarterfinals first round. Personally,
Yeah, something like that.
At least they can qualify and be consistent overall. I mean, they just need their big break, and one of those big breaks is like Rocky Miku, how do you say this, unrusted, and playing for them.
yeah. But yeah, once again, moving on, India 17 to 24 as we go to a country that has a very long history with 6WC Singapore. Last year, we don't talk about what happened last year. We don't,
Okay.
last year was a little. Some things happened last year. The year prior to that, in 2024, the team got 2nd place. Granted, I think that was the best Singaporean team they've had by far. 0 questions asked.
Yeah, that was the best
But
thing.
this year,
Yeah.
they do have one of those players returning. They have Kochindera coming back, and I think Lapos is coming back. Not Lapos, KFC is coming back from last year. But overall, the team did lose a lot of players. I believe some of these players are even on Newcomers World Cup, which isn't inspiring the most confidence in me personally, at least. So, while I think this team could surprise us, I don't see them getting very far, unfortunately.
Well, for me, for Singapore, I think it would be like beside with India. I think they can have like a really good shot in qualifying here. They can do well in group stage if they seed lower, And if they say middle ground, yeah, it's still the same thing. They're gonna perform a bit on the round of 32. But anything above that, I don't think they're just. I don't think it might be like 5-3 or a sweep from any further brackets here and there. But round of 32, it might be an upset. You know, who knows? Because everyone can FC in that SR range. So I'm putting them on 70-24 or yeah.
Yeah, if I compare them to, for example, India, I do have much more confidence in India. There's just names on that roster that I would trust a lot more. So I would say that they don't make it as far as India would, which leads me to believe that, you know, they make it out of qualifiers, but I don't think they make it out of groups. They might, you know, at that, you know, at star range and in the stage, it's a little bit random. The bottom slots can be filled by pretty much any of those teams. But out of a lot of teams that I put a little bit higher, I think, you know, those have a bit of a better shot than Singapore would with their current roster. I just don't really see the names that I would need to see to feel confident about them.
Honestly,
But there's one outlier here.
yeah. So I might be giving a little bit too much confidence for Singapore, just because one of the players that's literally named Yuchigen. I talked about so much about them in another tournament that they played on, because they are returning back from like 2019 playing or 2020, and I faced them in the grand finals back then, and they were crazy. So just because of that, might be like shooting myself in the head here with that single carry, because we don't know the rest of the teams, and like you said, Foxy, some of them is from NWC. And also we have a tier 1 Yapper on the team as well too, so hopefully that synergy might help them a lot to get to top 8. But hey, we'll see.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean I can put them a bit higher, but yeah, they're like I'm seeing how like the roster is right now for 6WC6. Like a really good place here would be around like 17 to 24 place, or maybe like a
Yeah.
13 to 16. Like they're gonna do good. I don't know if they're gonna do even. They're gonna do well further beyond the brackets. You know.
I feel that based on experience, they're gonna have a little bit of help from Last KFC and Kuchintera. And with those two, I think they could possibly make it kind of far, but I doubt they'll get that far, you know? Because after this, the list of teams that will come up are actually kind of insane. So I don't think they will be able to take on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
I feel like this
thinking
is just
okay.
like it has some experience. It has a lot of newbies. We'll see how they do. I am interested to see, because they are one of the defending, not champions, but defending runner-ups from previous World Cups. So we'll see.
Yeah.
As a Hushin, I think I'm gonna let you speak on this one.
Oh boy. Oh
I
boy.
hate this.
Oh
I hate
boy.
this
I think,
country.
yeah.
This country
Oh, boy.
sucks. This country freaking sucks, man. So yeah. So yeah, who put IDEX on captain? Oh, that's me. But yeah, I think for the Philippines, I know a lot of them. We got like a lot of people like taking home here for like a good podium here. But for me, I think this might be a podium for me, like a good third place or a second place. But yeah, knowing how US is gonna be like, oh no, it's the US in the grands again. Yeah, I'm gonna put as a good because I'm biased. I'm gonna put them on first place because I hate them, but I love the country, but I also love them. But but Philippines, they do have a good shot on getting podium here. Y'all are especially knowing how a lot of people came back from the dead here. It's like the resurrection team of like current iteration for me. Yeah, that's about it for me.
I could see that genuinely happening, since for them, technically, Grand Finals is actually the OSR, and most of the average of that team is genuinely above average for 6 digits. So I could see that happening, but compared to the other countries which have, well, not more experience, but more all-rounder rosters, I personally feel that Philippines is gonna get far, but they're not gonna win. I feel that they're gonna get third.
Interesting, yeah.
Right.
I mean, we have a bomb here, right? Like, this is so much better than all the teams we've talked about so far, and I think everyone also already recognized that. Personally, I think they're gonna be like third, fourth. Yeah, they might make podium, they might not, but if they don't, it's gonna be real close. Obviously, the big downside to last year is that all their multi accounts got banned. Boo-hoo.
Goddamn.
Oh.
Goddamn, man, so unfortunate. And the non-multi accounts are back, so besides losing the multis, and they did get good players to replace them. Hopefully, not multis.
Legit,
Um,
legit, they're legit. They're legit.
Surely.
Yeah,
surely.
Sure.
Yeah,
Surely.
Wink, wink.
On the
Trust
Philippine
Nosy.
roster,
No, yeah.
nobody would ever multi-account. That has never happened before.
But
But I remember calling Zavi out the moment I saw his profile. It was so funny. Nobody
Why?
believed me. It was
Why?
so sad.
but
Alright,
and-
anyway, yeah, no, this team looks crazy. I think there is a few teams that look even more crazy though, so I can't confidently put them podium, but I would not be surprised if they make podium.
like
Yeah.
for me, like the recognizable name of IDEX, I think Marcus Arts played back in the day. Fiddle definitely played back in the day, and same with June and Kemba Smako. Like they definitely have a really strong roster this year because this is like combining from like 6WC 1 to 6WC 3, like as a super team more or less. And Philippines like always do somewhat very well. They are possible for top 3, but because of what happened last year in a certain survey, yeah, no, they get 4th.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
just have this returning talent that always comes back, which always kind of guarantees they do well. You know, you have June coming back every year against his will, probably at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Old man, give him a rest. But you know, they just have these crazy players, and they just keep sticking around, so they're always gonna do well. But I don't think this year they have that extra edge that they would need to, like, you know, pop
Compared
off
to
like
last year, no?
crazy.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Good last year.
Yeah, like this team has a lot of old names. We mentioned Fiddleminger, like he was around back in like 2022, give or take, and then he
Yeah.
ranked up a little, and now he's back. This roster just has that experience. Philippines has always been a good roster. They've not always been able to properly show that. I'm 24,
Mm.
but they've always performed well. They've never been a bad team necessarily. Weaker in some cases, very strong in others. But yeah, I feel like 4th place is very safe. I think there's a chance they get 3rd. They could fluke 2nd. I can see it. I don't think they win, but I think they can definitely fluke up to 2nd place again. But it's all gonna depend on some of the newer names, how they can perform and how they can play, especially under stress here.
Mm.
But yeah, with
Yeah.
that, we move on to a country that's a little less exciting, with
Hungary.
Hungary.
Yeah. I could.
Yeah.
There's not much to say for this one,
What
unfortunately.
can I tell you?
I mean, these are like relatively new, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna do a safe answer here. I'm just gonna put the.
Yeah, I also
Yeah.
feel they're not.
Correct me.
that old.
Okay. Prove me wrong, Hungary. Prove me wrong. I want you guys to qualify, and at least do one upset match, on their groups. But for now,
That
I'm
would be
gonna
so
put
much harder.
Hungary on DNQ. Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
all are agreeing on DNQ just because the last place seeding last year was 45th place, and I think in previous years as well too, like they didn't qualify at all or they barely made it to qualifying, and then in their minor league matches as well too, they didn't do as well too. So with a lot of new players, it's still really hard to like grapple on a seeding, and because it's your first tournament, nerves will appear. But if some of these players did play tournaments beforehand, like that might help a lot. We do see a returning of the captain of Susamak, so maybe they might be helping them, the rest of the players on the team, give them motivation to play in tournaments that we didn't even know about.
Yeah. There's one player on this team, Vera, who seems pretty decent actually, but you know, he's not that kind of bomb that, you know, actually makes the team have a big edge. I think last year they actually had a better team, so I don't think they're gonna improve their seeding by a lot, if at all. So I think they are probably not qualifying here, unfortunately.
Yep, a team that used to have a decent player in Valas for, I believe, like 3 years, like 21, 23, 24. I'm not sure if he was back last year, but unfortunately doesn't have that. They don't really have a team that's super great. Prove us wrong, Hungary is definitely up there as like one of the stronger DNQ
Yeah.
teams, but for now, it's DNQ, and we hope you the best in the future as we move on to a team that I think we're a lot more clear on when it comes to the DNQ, as this team does kind of only have Jeff Ball as an experienced tournament player, and otherwise it's a lot of newbies once again.
Yeah, they had some decent players last year, but this year is literally just Jeff Ball map. I don't know where he got all these players from, but I mean, hey, at least they have a team. Maybe they make it in minor league, but I think that's probably the best they can aim for here.
Yeah, for me as well. I think they're gonna be I'm gonna put them on DNQ because just Siyoung and Jeff Ball map, like made Bangladesh a little bit stronger, for like in group stages. Yeah, with Siyoung gone and the rest of the notable ones here, it's just gonna be Jeff Ball map being captain here. I don't think they're gonna be qualifying as well. They're gonna go in DNQ for me.
There's not really much else to say. Again, most of these are new tournament players. Only one known player. Maybe they can carry, but because it's a 4v4 setting, good luck. if we're talking about minor league standings though,
Yeah.
hey, maybe you'll make it to, I think, seed 40, seed 33. Like, they'll definitely might be able to play groups, but it's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the minor league because it's a whole different spectrum.
Yeah, they just lost Siyoung this year, right? So it's a big downgrade to last year, and last year they didn't qualify already. It's looking
really
rough.
huge grade, man. Really huge.
I guess moving on to a team that has had a massive fall from grace over the last couple of years.
Oh no!
We have
Yo!
fallen from the times of Smile
No!
Arxis. Times of
Dude.
Smile Arxis to now. I will say Leroy is returning. It's just different username being buggy, but this team overall is kind of like one hyper carry in Leroy, and the rest of the team is just overall a lot weaker than they were last year, especially now that they're missing Aaron and Remorka, who were the main two players outside of Leroy last year. It's just a little doomed in my eyes. I can see them doing okay, but it's not the same story as back in the day.
Yeah. It's not completely over for them. They have Augustic, they have Akolada, they have Leroy, my fucking goat. Probably one of the best players in the entire tournament. Top 10 probably. But yeah, they lost a lot of their shots. So Aaron being gone is probably the biggest hit to the team. Obviously, they used to have Smile, who just barely didn't make it actually. He was almost in, just barely didn't decay in time. If Smile was in here, this might have been a different story, but with this roster, I think they might qualify, but I don't see them making it much further.
Me too.
Like, honestly, recognizing like not Akko from playing in small tourney recently, and Endu, I feel like I recognize the name from a long time ago as well too, playing back from like 2021, or like I'm playing in 2022 as well too, but everyone else being new players. And if it's in Leroy is in top 10, then that would be interesting. But again, I'm only going from not Akko's results is one, and they did get into like the quarterfinals area where they got eliminated at, so they are pretty decent that they can actually go into the group stage. But can they make it far? Maybe.
For me, I think yeah. Comparing this to last year's roster, this was like a really hit towards Kazakhstan. If last year's roster was like same as this year, they would that would be like automatically. I would put them automatically on like fourth place. I might even third place. It was that strong. Like that last year Kazakhstan, not sure that was strong. So seeing now, I mean, I know Akolada and Motik, so they might push this team a bit further. But knowing how unstable group stage are, even the Titans can fall in group stage. You know, I'm gonna put them on 32. That's gonna be like my safe answer here. I'm gonna put Kazakhstan on like 25 to 32 uh, placement here, but they can go a bit further down the line.
We will see then. Me and Hushin having a lot more hope in this team than the rest of the people here. This is what we call doubters. But moving on to another hydrogen bomb of a team, we get into Indonesia.
Oh my
And,
god!
this is this is another defending third place, technically defending champion. They did win 6WC1 way back in the day. Granted, Origin carry, a certain 3-digit Lloydcoon, but still, very good team back then, very good team now. They have recovered from the times of 6WC2 to 6WC4, where they were a little weaker. And they returned in 6WC5 with a massive vengeance, got third place thanks to Xerelia, Variel, and Emar going crazy. And this year they have a lot of those talents not returning. They have the main carries returning with Variel and Emar. Generally just a decent roster all around. I think this is one of the stronger teams. I think this is one of those top 5 teams that could technically maybe get top 4. But personally, I think top 5, top 6 is like a very safe guess for this Indo roster.
Okay, so I want to be realistic. Should I be realistic?
Do it.
towards
Yeah,
Indonesia?
Do it.
Yeah. Okay. So realistically, I'm going with Foxy's answer here, but knowing how like iFires or Zeraif in like decayed so much to 6-digit, he has been grinding a lot of like those 6-digit to 5-digit tournaments. He's been getting good placements overall. We do have Rayfan and Pixelby also with that huge, and I mean huge tourney arc where they just get bombarded with like good skills. And Roddy as well. Roddy is really strong here, and also being captain here, he's Roddy's like me. Roddy has that good mentality towards the team, so so the mental strong. Their skills are strong as well because they have like those anchors which are Varial and Okaremo and even Emargading on some maps. But yeah, realistically, I'm going to put them on fourth place for me. But yeah, knowing how the other teams as well, this is like my safe answer here, fourth place. But I think they can prove me wrong and go up to third place again. But depending on the other teams as well, and there's also USA. Yeah, I don't think they can go past third place here again.
Yeah, I actually debated really hard whether I would put Philippines or Indonesia on fourth place. It was one or the other for me. At the end of the day, I think Philippines has a slight edge. I think some of the players on Indonesia are not like the Philippine players, but it's really close. I could see either of them making fourth place. I think it's probably those two actually competing for it, but I ended up putting them on 5th to 6th. Don't be surprised. I think they can fluke a top spot, a podium spot as well. It's gonna be close. There's some crazy players. Varial is completely insane, just like Imagarding. Obviously, they're missing people like Xerelia, which is not great if you wanna make podium, but hey, insane team still. So yeah, I don't think it ever goes any lower than this.
So Leo, where are you placing them?
I personally think that they're gonna get 5th or 6th, based just on all running. Their team is pretty solid for this tournament, But in my opinion, some of them, especially the new guys, are gonna start getting skill cap around finals and semifinals. Plus, the nerfs is gonna wreck them over. So I don't think they're gonna make it to podium. There's obviously a chance where they could fluke that, but I feel that compared to the other teams that could get into podium with their experience, higher plays, etc., I don't think they're gonna make it past fifth or sixth.
So for me, like why I put them for 7th or 8th, really it's just because again with the old roster of when the old roster is leaving and the new roster coming in with new players, but if you guys are saying that they're somewhat cool and they're somewhat legit, they might have a chance to be bumped up a little higher, but honestly, for Indonesia, I feel like they might be in a little bit of a bracket hell themselves in scheduling or just in the pools itself because if the pools are going to be more mechanics based or in another way around, it's just going to be more crazy than what people are expecting, like 6WC5, it might help them in one way or it might screw them over another way. And also, like Foxy said, they were first place in 6WC1, but then after that, they kind of went on a downfall. So honestly, 7th to 8th is a good safe spot, even though they got second last year.
Yeah.
I think we can agree on 5th to 6th as being the average here. I can see them fluking higher, I can see them fluking lower. But either way, they're going to do good. It's going to be fun watching these, especially a lot of the newer players that popped up or moved up from minor league from last year.
Yeah.
But for now, that is your Indo roster, and now we'll be moving on to actually a debuting team. This is the only team in this tournament that's debuting. It's Bolivia. Unfortunately, as has happened with literally every debut team ever in the history of 6WC, I don't think they're gonna qualify personally. They don't really have any tourney players. All of them are new. But I am very happy to see a new debut team. I am very happy to see them pop up and get a team together. But yeah, I think generally speaking, we're all in agreement that this is a DNG team. We're not gonna drag this one out too much because I don't want to be here for 20 hours.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Yep.
Go like the minor
You're-
league.
Bolivia is like welcome to prove us wrong here, but you know that's what every debut team in 6WC. It's auto DMQ until proven wrong.
yeah, a good best of luck. We hope to see you next year as well. But for now, we'll be moving on to a roster that has a lot longer of a history. We'll be moving on to Spain.
Oh my.
Oh,
If Leo, as our Spanish-speaking fellow, wants to take this one away.
Well, personally, I think that Spain is gonna get just the group stage. I don't think they're gonna get past that. Spain has a roster that is kinda doubtful, to be honest. If you want to see it objectively, based just on ETX or skill issue rating, it doesn't look too good, to be honest. Maybe they can surprise us and they can get out of group stage, but in my opinion, nerves plus lack of experience is gonna fuck them over completely.
Yeah, the team doesn't look bad. It just doesn't look great either. I think they're gonna do like fine in qualifiers. It's probably enough to qualify, but I don't think they have it in them to actually make it really far into the tournament. I'm don't to be surprised, as everyone is. So
I mean, they don't look good. They don't look bad either. They just
yeah,
look
exactly.
fresh. They just
Yeah.
look fresh.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
definitely.
a whole
I see them qualify.
Yeah,
I just see them
they
qualify.
Yeah, like this team has a few faces you've seen around a little bit. Like, for example, names that pop out at me are Me Games, Fair, and Wheelchair.
Yes.
Especially Wheelchair has been around for. I think Wheelchair is actually like
Forever, bro. Forever.
Yeah, I think Wheelchair was
I
here in
think
6WC1 if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
I think
Like, correct me if
so.
I'm wrong on that, but he has been around for a long, long time. It's like this
Actually,
team is
Grandpa.
like, hold on, I'm actually checking it on the history sheet. I think, okay, never mind, I can find it. Anyways, so yeah, I think this team can qualify. I can absolutely see them probably getting a little better than 33 to 40th. I can see them maybe getting past groups, but I think that chance is pretty low. And if it's gonna happen, it's gonna be off the back of Theron and Wheelchair.
Yeah. The experienced players got to carry there, but Yeah, I mean, Spain used to be so strong when they had people like Erikio, but those times are unfortunately over.
Yeah, but moving on now. Spain, we wish you the best of luck. Prove us wrong, get out of group stage. Prove me correct because I'm your only believer, apparently. I'm the
Hey,
only believer
you're
out of
not the
everyone on
only
this
one here.
goddamn
You're not the
stream.
only one, bro. I put them on qualified, but on group stage only.
Yeah. But yeah. Moving on. We're moving to a team that I think is gonna have one of those
Ooh.
wildcard treatments because it's
Yep.
Ukraine.
Oh my god, the
Damn.
Philippines.
Yeah, we have
Oh boy.
My
this
Dude, why
roster
is
is
My
Philippines
baby
interesting.
boy.
I
Why is
think Hushin
Philippines
has a
back?
few things to say.
My
Why?
baby boy Philoxen.
Philoxen, why are you here?
Oh my god, it's my boy Philoxen and Harka.
Yeah,
Wow.
what do you, bro? What do you have
Wow.
against my goals? Hold on, hold on.
Beautiful.
Oh no, I'm just fooling there. Like, okay, I like this team. I like this team a lot. Especially they have like a really strong gimmick lineup with Wonder Brony taking on the lead for that in terms of gimmicks and mostly in HD. But yeah, with Philoxen captaining and Harka with the consistency. Harka is like Harka and Philoxen is gonna be their anchor, their anchor, like them getting high scores on every match they get,
Hmm.
There's nothing
If-
much I can say about this, but I will only put them because I love Philoxen because he's cute. I'm putting them on 7 to 8.
Dude, if
Okay.
Fatherlock was here, this would be such a different story.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Fatherlock
yeah.
is so scary,
Dude.
bro.
Yeah, this
Dude,
would be
if
a top
Fatherlock
3
is
team at
here-
that point.
This team would be crazy with Fatherlock. Unfortunately, it's not meant to be. Philoxen being back is obviously a decent replacement for Fatherlock. I think Fatherlock is at this point actually better than Philoxen, which is crazy to say considering we're talking about Philoxen, who is insane.
Yes, yes.
So yeah, I think this team is gonna do fine. Last year's roster was definitely leagues better, but hey, they still have Haka, they still have Philoxen, they have Wonder Brony, they have some other decent players as well. I think, they're gonna make it to the middle of the tournament at least. They might make it further, might not. We will just have to see.
Yeah, they look good,
Yeah.
bro. They look good. That's why I put them on 7 to 8 place. They look
Mhm.
good.
Honestly, fuck, you go first.
Like, yeah, I was gonna say, like, this team, it looks really good on paper because you have Philoxen, Harka, right? You have these two insanely good and well-known players. Philoxen was a demon back in the day, winning literally everything he played in, basically. Granted, he was teaming with Andy and Supe and Kamenyaga and that kind of people, but like, he was a demon back then. He's really good now. Harka is basically the successor to Philoxen, but the rest of that team just does not have as much experience. I feel like it's those two hyper carries plus a lot of people that, while they have potential, definitely have nowhere close to the amount of experience that their top two have. So I feel like there's a possibility of this team just kind of getting too nervous and losing because of it. I can see them making it to 7 to 8. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I can see it if they can fluke it up there.
So for me though, having experience scrimming them, actually during the CWC cold season, aka the scrim season, they actually are pretty good. So you guys putting them like lower than 13, 16, that is actually kind of crazy. Even though we did say about Flockton and Haruka and Red TNT, like, okay, we meant outside about Red TNT, but Red TNT is kind of crazy. Flockton and Haruka obviously might be the main two carries. Yeah, but Red TNT is going to be a good support. So those three are going to be like skyrocketing them to 9 to 12. But I was thinking that they might be like edging off 8th, because if we saw like a Singapore, Indonesia, Ukraine like battle in the quarterfinals, semifinals, that would be insane to see, because that might be going to tiebreaker.
Yes.
Yeah, I feel
definitely
like-
agree with you.
Oh, yeah, go on.
I also feel they could go to 9, 12, perhaps even the 7th or 8th with a bit of luck. But, like, come on, bro. They have Philoxen and Heartgut. That is enough to get at least to 7, just to 9, 12. Like, they're getting out of group stage. They're passing quarterfinals. I think they're at least making it to semifinals with this roster. They have enough support. They have 2 hyper carries. They just need a little bit of emotional support in that way. And I think they would be set. They could even surprise us and look at podium. I could see that possible.
Yeah.
Easily.
If the stars align for Ukraine, yeah, they would go to podium. But I am a firm believer of Ukraine going into higher placements than last year, with at how good the roster are looking compared to. I mean the last year's roster was like good as well. The most notable one is just gonna be one Ritsu, Zersh, and Fadalog. But yeah, compared to this, they might take the cake here for this year.
Yeah, I think they placed the same as last year, as we can see with our averages. I wouldn't be surprised if they do better. I wouldn't be surprised if they do worse. I can see all of their placements. It's a similar team to something that we'll talk about a lot later on in the stream, but for now, we will move on from Ukraine. Moving to Italy, which I will kind of speed through, unfortunately. They do have Shidu returning. Shidu is a previous 6WC winner, defending podium from 6WC2. Unfortunately, the team just, I don't think they just have enough gas. They have just Shidu as a tournament player. The rest of their roster is kind of new, if not completely new. Some of them played Core 6, some of them have played tournaments over the year, but it's just not enough experience for me to think that this team can qualify.
Please,
Yeah,
Italy
right,
survive.
honestly.
I mean, I can see like Italy barely qualifying this, yeah, but yeah, I'm juggling around either DNQ or 33 to 40th place here.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't see them with enough experience to get that good on this tournament, sadly.
Yeah,
There was this one year where Italy went crazy.
Yeah,
and
no,
all the
yeah.
other years, it just wasn't that great for them. They always, I think they almost always qualified actually. And I do see them qualifying again. The team, the team isn't awful. At least they have a team kind of vibes, you know. Like this is a team that looks competent, kind of like Spain. You know, they don't have the roster that they used to have, but there's still enough there that they can definitely manage to qualify. It's just questionable whether they actually make it far into the tournament. And I personally, I don't see it similar to Spain. I think they qualify though. I would give them at least that.
Yeah, like they qualify at least, that's for sure. Do they survive out of two groups? Maybe not, but honestly, seeing that one back from like 6WC2, 6WC3, we do want to see that again. That was good content. But if we
Yeah.
don't see it again, unfortunately, I guess that's fine. There still is minor league, and they could do really strong there. I think they always get like mid bracket at least there too, so it should be fine for them, for Italy, to be like in the group stage setting.
Yeah, I feel like personally this team is kind of fighting with Israel for, or not Israel, with Pakistan for that last qualifying slot. I feel like it's going to, like they're gonna be 39th, 40th, but it's going to be close. I do wish them a lot of luck. I do wish to see the Italy resurgence, but for now, we'll move on from Italy to a team that has had a very rocky history with their rosters, Chile. This team went from being top 12 to being last seeded to then qualifying as seed, I think, like 20, and now they're back this year with a completely new roster once again.
oh my god, dude, if the god would have just stayed, man.
The
Well,
gods,
c'est la vie.
They're calling. I think they're calling
I mean,
easily.
yeah, they can. Yeah, this knowing how like the history of Chile, it's most likely gonna be a qualify, but knowing how, you know, knowing how it's always a new rosters. It's always a new roster every year. So my safe answer is just gonna be on, just gonna be on round 32 here. I mean, like the placement round, placement 32 here.
I
But
don't
if
think
they
they're
have,
getting past
like-
group stage.
yeah.
But
I can
I
see
can
that
see that.
too. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
But for
just because of lack of experience, could happen.
yeah, lack of experience, they do have good. They do have really good and good players. It's just that it's not consistent enough for them to keep on staying on 6 digit. If they did, it would be a lot more higher. It would be like somewhat Indonesia treatment, where if most of the carries stay and keep on playing, but yeah, We live in a world where it doesn't happen, you know.
If only Tegato Usida Pinacito happened this year, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That yeah, just winning team right there, like top three guaranteed basically. But
that's a podium team right there, you know.
yeah, unironically, yeah.
Yeah.
If only one of the Chilean team decided to D-rank, this would be a whole complete different story, I think.
Oh boy, that might be true. But I think there's really nothing else to say about this team. Just unfortunately because of the roster changes that happen so many times per year, and because like Togawa is gone as well too. That's a notable name in the scene for 6 digits. It's gonna be unfortunate, but I don't think they qualify.
Loon hasn't
Believer.
put up Chile.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
I don't know. It's a tough one. I think it's just a similar thing to the Italy roster. They are fine enough, and that's kind of it.
Yeah, fair.
You know, I could see all three of these not qualifying over something on the like higher up teams in the NQ. It's hard to predict.
Yeah, I think
I base
for
myself
now,
just because other teams are gonna be worse, and that is gonna
Yeah.
give them the chance of calling. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna go that far. That's it.
yeah, I think we can agree on 33rd to 40th for now, and we can move on to a team that, surprisingly enough, not only has played 6WC before, but has returning players on it with Guatemala. We're not gonna spend too much time on this team, as they don't play tournaments. I'm just gonna place them straight up into overall DNQ, since this team doesn't play. Half of their roster, I believe, is like 400k-ish.
They have 6 players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
6
this-
players as well. And,
That's all you have to
Uh,
say.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
they have played before. I will say they have had a team before. I think it was like 6WC2 that they played. They did get last seed, as far as I remember from that as well.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna scroll through my database. They didn't get last seed. That was Brunei Darussalam. They got 51st, which is 4th to last. But I do wish them luck. If we see them qualifying, I will be very
I
happy.
will
but-
cry.
That would be
Yeah, I just don't
wild.
see it.
I will cry tear
That'd
of
be
yours if they
cheaters,
fall.
you know?
Yeah.
Shooters in NWC if they qualify.
Yeah, but with that, I think we can move on right on to a team that I think will have a lot more to say, specifically about 2 players. From moving on to
Ooh.
Belgium, which, if anyone wants to take first on this one.
Dude, this team is actually kind of crazy. I think it was even crazier during 6EC earlier this year. Earlier this year, this team would have been really far up for me. They lost a few players, I think, but they still have Border, they still have Sandwich, which are 2 of the best players in the tournament. Unfortunately for them, though, they don't have the supporting cast that they need to really make things happen. I can still totally see them make it at least to, like, 1-2 rounds into bracket stage, though. So I'll place them into 72-24 here.
Yeah, I feel the same, honestly. They have 1 hypercarry, perhaps 2 if you want to count Sandwich, which he's actually crazy to be honest, but
Yeah.
I feel that they're gonna lack the support too. Who knows if nerfs are gonna wreck them? I don't know that part. That's more of a how you think, how you feel. But taking into account that the pool is a little bit more tapping based, I think they're qualling definitely and getting to 17-24 as well. I think they're getting to 17-24.
It's interesting that you're saying about 6EC being like a good threshold for how strong they are, because again, this is going to be an international tournament. So going from the East and the West, like the Asian Pacific or the North America, because Europe is just one continent itself, basically. Belgium might look strong for in their region, but against like the Asian countries, I don't think they might not make it that far. They might be 25 to 32 just because of that, because they might get knocked down because of the Asian countries. Honestly.
And I feel like this team is like in a similar spot to a lot of others, where they have these 2 really good players. You're looking at Border Sandwich. Both of them, you can put them on anything and they will perform good. They're never going to be bad on anything you put them on. Maybe a little weaker on, I think, like the hard rock stuff, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, hard
I think
rock,
maybe
yeah.
hiddens. But like either way, this team is going to perform well. They guaranteed get out of groups. I don't think we have an argument
No
against it.
question. No
No
Because
question.
they're probably gonna get into a lower group where they'll just destroy. If they can win a match, I think it depends on who they get matched up with. If they get matched up with a really bad team, if they get thrown into, for example, I think like India, I can see them losing because India is just overall a slightly stronger team. But if they get thrown against some weaker team like Kazakhstan, Singapore, I can see them winning. So it's up to the bracket. I personally think 17 to 24 is a safe guess, but I can see them doing a little worse or a little better depending on the pools and how comfortable they are.
I
Yeah.
can see that. Yeah.
I got nothing much to say. Knowing, I mean, I know a bit of Sandwich background here, but I don't know a lot of the players here. I'm just gonna put, knowing from your guys' opinion, I'm gonna ride the boat here. I'm just gonna put Belgium in 25 to 32 for that's my answer.
That's not crazy to say. That's not crazy to think.
Yep. I think that's Belgium for you. Barely not qualifying last year. Hopefully they do this year. They probably do.
They
But-
definitely do.
Yeah, they definitely did. But
They'll be
moving on,
fine.
we're getting into yet another team that has barely gotten a roster together. I
Oh.
actually don't think that this is a new roster. I do believe Uruguay has played before. If they haven't, correct me. But yeah, this is another six-man roster that has zero experience. They barely got 6 people to sign up. I think the last one signed up as the third to last sign up. So I feel like whether they qualify or not is pretty apparent for most of us.
Once again,
Yep.
see you in minor league.
Yeah, basically.
Not goal.
I mean, they get another chance in minor league. It's like a second
Yeah.
left, you know.
Not calling. That's all I think.
Yeah,
They did play 6WC2, by the way. I don't know why the roster from that iteration's not showing. I assume just some weird issues, but yeah.
but yeah, like in 6WC2,
That's fine.
I think again they were one of the lowest seeds that quals. So unfortunately, if
They
from
were seed
there,
47.
Yeah.
They didn't qual, unfortunately.
yeah, it was still the lower half that didn't
Yeah.
qual, but still better than Guatemala, who did get 51st, unfortunately. But still, possible upset because it's been a couple years. They could have improved with their 6-man roster, but we'll see.
Yeah, moving on from Uruguay, we get onto a team that I think there's a few question marks that are raised here.
Oh,
Because Allegro's not on the roster this year. He is a reserve. He's not on the roster, which
What?
yeah, a little
Oh.
surprising. Very surprising for all of us, but overall, this
Yo.
Finnish roster, they do have a
Wait.
few people returning. They do have Kontio and
Kontio,
Alu.
Alu,
Alu
and
technically has an
Allegro.
open rank badge now. He
Why
won,
though?
I think he won like a Finnish province tournament where
That's
he got
crazy.
carried by Amasadik. So
oh well.
like,
So he-
Great, great.
Okay.
So what's that?
He's not,
Sorry?
he's not getting any more. He's not getting in 5WC if he ranks up, bro. He's got a badge, man.
All right, if I may quote myself from last year December, Alu is just simply not cracked. CAC W. So I might have had a lapse in judgment, and Alu proceeded to get fourth place in that tournament. But it's fine, guys. Alu is just simply not cracked. No, the fact they don't have Allegro on the team is scaring me a lot. Like, what the fuck happened that Allegro, who made the team every single year so far, didn't make it this year? I have no clue who these new players are, but they have to be insane for Allegro to not make the team. So that alone gives me a lot of confidence, and I'm gonna put them. They make it out of groups at least. If they have a team crazy enough to bench Allegro, who is a good player. So yeah, I mean they have Alu, they have Conchu, you know, they have some of the good players they always had. So decent team at least.
They probably get out of groups, but there's something that tells me that they're not gonna get out of groups. I don't know why. It's just a weird feeling. It's something that's telling me
feeling.
that they're not getting out.
Finland has been very prone to choking as much as possible every
Yeah.
single time.
Yeah, I'll probably be shocked. I'll probably lose my words, but I don't know, man. I feel that they're not gonna get out.
Like,
If
I
they can
will-
surprise
I will
me,
say-
go for it. I will want to see that.
I will say last year they did get seeds 33. So the choking part is very, very realistic.
Like they, well, because this is up to now seed 40 now, they technically have a chance to qual now. But yeah, if Aleko is not here, but Alu is here though, and the rest are unknowns, it is gonna be a scary roster to see when they do play it out. Because again, because of the pool being somewhat easy or somewhat hard depending on how you feel on the pool, which for this pool I think it is more to Alu's favor. I think this might be actually pretty well for them, and I feel like I saw some of these players in a recent tournament as well too. So hey, 25 to 32 might be a good call.
Best of luck to Finland. We believe in you guys to get out of groups and then hopefully not be swept by whatever team you get matched up into. With that, we will be moving on to another country from the north. And this is a country that I think a lot of us are going to have very different opinions.
Oh
my
no!
God.
The real wild card.
Oh.
So,
The guy who complains about MP start 5.
Alright guys, who didn't stream Super Jaeger? Obviously they are winning, they have Super Jaeger guys, it's just over for
They have
everyone.
Super
We
Jaeger.
Pack it
Super
up
Jaeger was-
guys!
yeah. Okay, I would
Pack
like
it
to say,
up, pack it up.
in 6WC3, I'm making fun of Turley and Maxwell specifically here. In 6WC3, he was the only Direnko screened alongside Yakotenok and Zoroki.
Wait, Super is gone. Wait, no, Super's here. Okay, no, never mind. Yeah.
Skip is here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he was screened last
He's
year.
not leaving soon.
Wait, they actually screened him last year. No way.
Last year he didn't play. He was out of rank range because
Oh,
of the
thank
rework. I
God.
think.
Yeah, okay.
But,
The screen
yeah.
of Super would be so funny, so base though. You should have done that. Like the only
Not
screen
bad.
is just Super.
But yeah, this team is like a massive fucking wild card. I have
Yeah.
no idea where to put them because in my eyes they can go from 7 to 8 to 25th to 33rd or to
Dude.
32nd.
Dude,
Yeah.
this team is wild.
This is
Like
a
they have some of the
freaking
best
time of a
players.
team. Taking time of team and like Sup is the fuse.
Like, okay, so Mr. Wong, Super Jaeger, Annie 20 Station, Egg 006. Oh my god. Okay, that roster, no, that four-man really just knocked down Singapore for me for no way to get up. Because again, Super Jaeger and Mr. Wong, they are old head players. Egg 06 and Andy, I think they're somewhat new gen, like 2020.
Andy's old. Yeah, Andy's older than Wong actually. I think.
Wait. both
Yeah,
from
Andy's been around for
2021.
as long
Yeah,
as Wong,
Andy
if not
is
longer.
ancient.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, because of how long they have been here for and playing, like that has experience, and that experience will help a lot. And because again, just in general, they seem really strong with the format. It's just all on the unknowns.
Yeah, I feel like with this team, like you're looking at the 5 hyper carries in the top spots. This team had 8 signups. They didn't have tryouts. The 3 other people are randoms that signed up basically. I think Zikwitz played NGT4, and that is the only other tournament experience. And then you have the 3 people who are as old as time itself in Wong, Supe, and Andy. Like this team, again, as I said prior, it can go from 7 to 8 to 25th, and I don't think either guess is wrong.
Yeah, the only issue is that it's really just those top 4, top 5 players in their team, and then the other 3 are just not great. They didn't have tryouts because they didn't have more players to choose from, so they just kind of took everyone in who signed up, and yeah, the last 3 players kind of looked like that. I think they can actually provide some useful plays to the team, but they're not gonna be in the lobby a whole lot. Maybe 1 or 2 maps per round, if even, right? So it's really just those top 4. Can they like hyper carry the team? Fully perma lobby or not, right?
Maybe.
I think that should be enough.
That's a
to be
big
honest.
maybe.
I mean, they are crazy players, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that with just those 5, it should be enough. We've seen Indonesia doing the same, even though they had Cerealia, and we feel that Indonesia could pull that off again, even though they don't have Cerealia. So I think it's logical to assume that Norway could pull off 7th, 8th place this year, and even high seed. I could see that happening, to be honest.
the
Yeah.
scariest part is how hard they scale with higher star. As soon as we get to higher star rating, Super Jaeger is going to pop the fuck
Yeah.
off.
Come on, Bachan, yeah.
This guy has no skill cap. It's
Yeah, no,
insane.
he gets 150k average on like 7.8. And the thing
Yeah,
is, he
Yes,
gets like,
I
not-
saw
like,
that.
it's
I
not.
saw that. He's not scripted.
But
Doesn't
yeah,
make
like
sense.
He's
Again,
just
just a massive
insanely
alt
bad
god.
at acting Lois up,
Yeah.
which is really funny. He cannot act Lois up for his life. It's just not happening. He has to have high BPM, high approach rate, and if he doesn't have that, it's just not. It's not happening for him. But dude, if these
He's
guys
super
make it
rank up.
far, Super is gonna hard carry. It's actually not funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so ban Nomad 5 and ban DT, got it. But I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's all we
Dog,
can
get
say.
them.
I think that's all we can say, but no way.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's such a wild card that you just don't know where they end up. So we can make a guess. We could be completely wrong or spot on. So we'll see as the tournament goes. For now, we will be moving on to a team that is first alphabetically and that has the most experienced player in the history of 6WZ, someone who's played on every single one and hasn't missed a single match. Unknown, their captain. They have a few newbies. They did have Sayowi, but unfortunately screening got
Don't
him.
say that name.
And
Goodbye.
yeah,
Bye.
personally, that screen dropped them from being like top 12 to being top 24 in my book, at least.
Yes, I feel the same way. I think they're gonna get 17 to 24. I have an interesting story with this country because Sayowi. I actually played a lot of tournaments with Sayowi, and I like the guy a lot because we were like, yeah, we can win tournaments together. I'm fine with that. I was happy, and then Bandwave arrived, and my hopes and dreams were destroyed after he got permanent. I don't know if it's permanently banned, but he's banned. I don't like speaking of this country.
Yeah, it's so unfortunate. They still have a crazy team. Like Unknown, Dante, and Gundel are really good players. I think the second half of their roster isn't that great, but it's gonna be good enough. It's a similar situation to Norway, right? Where you have your hyper carries, but unfortunately they missed the best one of them all. Sayowi being banned
Yes.
Yeah.
is so tragic for this team, man. I would have just put them right next to Norway if that wasn't the case. But because of that, I am just gonna put them below Norway here.
There's really nothing for me I can say. Like being Unknown, being one of the OG 6WZ players, like they will most likely I can help with the experience part. But for everyone else, if they are playing in more in Asian Pacific tournaments or in like European Pacific tournaments, that would make sense that you guys saying that they're scary. But for over you in the NA side, we barely see that many Argentinian players like actually play it out, or at least for me with streaming, at least I didn't really see that many Argentinian players that's known there. So that's why I'm playing in 17-24. They didn't show up over here for NA side, so maybe they can upset us on the NA side.
Can't really show up on NA side if you're South American, but I digress.
Well, okay.
I see what you mean, but yeah. But yeah, I think generally speaking, 17 to 24, they could do better. I can see it. It's just that they don't have a hyper carry the same way Norway does, and this team is very similar to Norway in its nature. So we'll see how they do. Best of luck as we move on to another team that I'm just gonna speed blitz through. They do have some players from their 6WC3 team where Iran played. They got last seed back then. I have not seen a single one of these players since I think Mai or Mohamed actually signed up for 6 APC, if I'm not wrong. They didn't have a team because there was a single sign up. This team is probably going to NQ. I don't see them getting into the tournament, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
I
just
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me.
Nothing to discuss here, I think.
Yeah, I think we can move right along. Best of luck, Iran. I do hope your second appearance in 6WC can go better than your first, but for now, we will be moving on to a team that has a very long history with Australia, which they've had a lot of roster changes coming from last year. If someone wants to take this one.
So
Whoa.
this
Yeah,
team
you're right.
is crazy, to be honest. I know some of the players, so maybe my opinion is kind of biased, but I personally think that they are gonna do well and end up in a 13 to 16 place, okay? Because they actually have the skill level to buck this up. They even have a new player that has lately been growing a lot in the community called Drift. He's practically new. He comes from NWC, but he's, in my opinion, really cracked for the amount of time he has been playing. Just because of that, and that they have Sorex, and they have other players that have been for a while inside already, like Red Panda and Burbis. I feel that they're gonna get the 13 to 16 without a problem. Like they're definitely getting out of groups. I think they beat most of the people that are in 17-24 without a problem. Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll get to 13 to 16 because above that, we're talking about a league of teams that have at least three hyper carries. That's the problem. But yeah, I see them on 13 to 16.
I should mention with the experience, your boy Grubs played in every 6WC besides 6WC4. Where I don't think he got on the
God
team.
damn.
I don't think he got on the team because that skill level for Australia was insanely good. But yeah, he's played every other one. So experience-wise, this team's good. I agree with basically everything Leo said. This team overall is just very consistent. They have a few older players. They have a few newer spawns. And overall, I think this team's just a very solid mid-game team, mid-term team, middle of the road
Yeah.
kind of thing. Slightly better than average. So yeah.
I mean, it would have been a different story if Moshung didn't get bombed in, in the rework. It would be.
Moshing
It
was a
would be.
reserve. Moshing
Wait,
didn't get on
Moshing
the
Moshung's
team.
re-
Yeah.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh my
Moshing's
God!
not on the
Why?
team. Yeah, no, this team is
Why?
good enough that they could leave out Moshung, which is crazy, which is giving me a little more confidence in them as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I think they can definitely surprise us and take down a big country accidentally. Hear my words. I feel that that could happen.
yeah, like it was like some people are mentioning in chat, Clodo's not playing this year compared to last year when they were playing. Like, if Clodo was a part of this 6WC 2026 team, this would have bumped my like rating a little bit higher to be them for having them to be like 14th. But because of Clodo not
Yeah.
playing, because they are a scary player in themselves with this roster, but them not playing 17 to 24 honestly might be the safer bet because of the sponsors came in. But there is information though that 6-digit Australian Cup did happen recently, so I think they were going off that was also why they picked this team, because the sponsors might have been like having a higher results from there.
Yeah, I can see that. But
That's it.
as like any as like any iteration in WC, it's always Australia that's the or one of the dark horse teams in every 6WC. They just perform out of nowhere and then just ball out.
Yeah, I can't lie. I really don't know the Australian players that well. They just don't sign up to the same tournaments I do. Big surprise, considering I'm European, right? But I just don't really have the insights to really say anything, so I just put them 17-24. I think, I mean, I know they're good. I just can't really tell how good they are actually going to be.
That's
But
understandable.
so I guess you should, your dark horse argument.
Yeah.
I will say this team, Australia, has a very similar history to the Philippines in the sense that in 2023, I think, they were the best team in group stage that didn't get out of group stage. And if that
Right.
happens again, that'll be really funny. Very unfortunate, but really funny. But yeah, I think this team gets out of groups, does pretty decently. I think we can move on to a team that had, I think, the biggest fall from grace in history of 6WC after screening. The Russian Federation.
Oh
7
my
players.
This team,
Damn, okay.
this
is
team
gonna be
went
rough.
from being a possible winner to dropping so far because of the screens. Iemasaki's gone. Lishanak's gone. Virtuize is gone from the main team. I think one more president's gone. I
One more
think like
person's gone as well, yeah.
yeah, I think like Krivite is gone. And those 4 players, especially Virtuize and Iamasaki, were so good for this team that I feel like they could have actually won, especially with Virtuize. Virtuize is was an unrestricted 20k tourney player who's like at the same skill level as Murarachi, Herald, Insomniatic, these kinds of high caliber, high SR players. It's like this team received such a massive nerf, both in skill and also just in mental, in my opinion, that I feel like this team fell from possible winner to like 13th, 16th, honestly.
Yeah.
I know some of the players, like the current roster, post screening. I know some of the players here. They are good. They are good to hold the team well. But then again, pre-screening, that was like the best team in the tournament. Like pre-screening. But now I still have hope for this team because I know Darth Sidious, I know Elixir, I know Shushua, even Destonia also. Yeah, they can hold Russia a bit well, but I don't think they're gonna go a bit further. That's the problem they have right now. So I'm gonna put them like a good spot here as like their peak, which is 9 to 12 place. But yeah,
Like,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Russia just got cooked by screening, right? They would have been probably podium. Russia has always been doing really well in 60C and 6WC. And they have been notorious for having some very interesting players and interesting accounts on their rosters. And I guess this time they just had a few too many of those because they end up with a 7-player team after screening,
God
only being able
bruh.
to replace 3 of the 4 players they lost to screening. So, I mean, their replacements are crazy. Having people like
True,
Kanya in
true.
reserve was
yeah.
Yeah, I was
insane.
really surprised when I
So-
saw Kanya on Reserve. I was like, what is going on in Russia? What is
Yeah,
this
I
team?
know, right? The
What's
team
gonna
was
happen?
insane. But dude, I'm just mad. The next up player, I think, like, so sorry, I can't speak. I talked with Elixir after the screening. He was a little bit upset, just a tiny bit. He
A little.
was
A little.
he was definitely not crashing out for a few hours, trust. But he said the
Goddamn.
next one up might have been Bionic Duck, and man, I'm so upset. I'm just upset Bionic Duck isn't on that team, dude. That would have been so fun playing against Bionic Duck again. Dude, I love that guy. That guy is so cool. Oh well. Yeah, for me, this is like a big hit to the roster. Like, they lost basically their 4 best players, which is disastrous. And it also really hurt their skill set variety a lot because they end up with a lot of specialists now. You know, it's people like Elixir, which isn't great. I think they can still perform, but I don't know how well. I'm therefore putting them right in the middle at 13 to 16. Maybe they can do better and recover from the screening, but it's gonna be rough.
They got
man.
wiped out.
They
It
got
was
Like, they got
crazy.
bro.
wiped
Yeah,
hard.
it was crazy, bro.
they really
Like, I was
greatly-
expecting perhaps 1, 2, because sometimes it happens, but 4. God damn, bro.
Like,
I was-
again,
Damn.
yeah, like Darwish, Shusha, Kanya, and Gog, like, they are crazy players. I think if I remember that for Darwish and Kanya and Shusha, they played in Donka Ichi Cup as well too, and I think they played in NGT, and they did really well in that as DMM Konen. But the other thing as well too for Russia, like, they have always, like, every year, they have a controversial roster for reasons, but in minor league, they are really scary. So if they get 13 to 16th in major league, that's fine. Then minor league rosters, watch out for that, because that is a top 8 roster no matter what, if that does happen.
Yeah, I do want to mention with Russia as well. They have never in the history of 6WC been disqualified, as far as I know, but they have never made it super far. Like, this team, I think last year is actually their best placement, but usually they get out pretty early because this team just kind of mental booms a lot of the time. Like, all of their previous rosters, like, for example, last year or in 2024, their roster was 25L, Top, Vlad, and Saniac. That team is insane, and I don't think they got out of groups. Or I think they just lost instantly after groups. And I feel like Russia is just that team that can have that happen pretty often. So we'll see how they do. Again, we need to see how they do, especially since they did get kind of mental boomed by half of their team just being Thanos snap, but we'll see. Best of luck to the Russian Federation. We hope to see you do good, and we hope that the screens didn't affect you too much. But with that, we move on to a team that's a little more mysterious, which is going to be Japan. If someone wants to take this on the Asian side, Hyushin.
Oh. For me, Earl Grey, Gon, and Yukiyama. Yeah. Oh wait, no, Yukiyama is still here. Oh my god, thank god.
Yeah.
Okay, Japan is still saved, somewhat. But yeah, knowing how Japan did most of the time mediocre. And with 6APC as well, they did also like they did decent in 6APC. But this is like the team that can qualify, but I don't think they can last long, you know? These are like the team that oh, they qualify or and then after like round of 16 or something like that, they can barely they can barely play in quarterfinals. I'm not trying to, you know, downgrade them, but it's just based on what I saw from like previous iterations and also in 6APC. There are some players in Japan like Yukiyama and maybe if Earl Grey didn't rank up, it would have been better for Japan. But I'm gonna put them like a solid 25 to 32 for Japan.
Yeah. There used to be a time when I actually knew everyone on the Japanese roster.
Noko?
But yeah, Noko was such a cool guy. I'm so sad he's not like
Yeah.
with us here. Dude, I love that guy. But this year the only person I know is Never FC, who, don't get me wrong, is a crazy hard rock player. But I don't know if that is what they need to actually go really far. I think this team looks competent. And I think they can make it out of groups. Probably no issue. I just don't see them going super far after that. It might be down to just not knowing the players good enough, right? But I think they have some decent players though, so it would be injustice to say they don't make it out of groups, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They definitely make it out of groups. I feel like Yukiyama Miski are like getting underrated a little. These two players they haven't been playing super often in international over the last year because the Japanese community, both in for 6-digit in every rank range basically, outside of very few exceptions, likes to keep to themselves more so than anything. But the team has always been decent. I feel like this year they are a little weaker since Shiga's gone. They don't have that reading player. Earl Grey's gone, who was one of their main carries. Like, a lot of their players just aren't there this year. They do have Never FC, who I think has the highest PP play out of anyone in the tournament, even offline.
600, I think.
Yeah, something like 600.
It's
But
crazy.
that is
It's
it's
completely
farm.
crazy.
It's so
It's
just
fun, but
farm,
it's still crazy.
yeah. But like this team, I feel like they can do good. They can surprise us, but I feel like the 17th to 24th placement, in my eyes at least, is a very safe guess for this team.
Like,
I also feel the same. They have a decent roster. Like, they have a crazy top play. I don't think they're gonna go that far based on past runs, but they can definitely surprise us, I think.
yeah.
They are the team with good surprises as well. I mean, they already have like a good track record in terms of qualifying. But knowing this roster right now is like a bit on the weaker side. But we still have Yukiyama and like Miski staying a bit. This can 1724 for your guys' prediction is like a really good prediction here. But realistically, they might get grouped. They might get
That's fair.
grouped with how
They might.
They may be.
with how a lot of like new players and stuff. So my answer is just gonna be like they barely got out of groups or they got booted out in like groups in like stage 2. So I'm just gonna put them on 25 to 32 here.
So,
That's fair. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Dark Horse possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
But if people are saying that they're super strong, prove it. Get out of groups. That's really just the main thing that matters. So good luck.
Prediction is
Good
just
luck with the pool.
predictions. Prove us wrong, guys.
Good luck with the pool.
You
That's all that
suck.
matters. Good luck with the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna do fine, bro. It's Japan. They'll be fine.
But, moving on. We're moving
Yeah,
on
we-
to a
we
country
skip.
I have no preference
Skip,
for
skip.
no
Oh,
apparent
shit.
reason.
Yeah,
Skip.
Foxy.
What the
Skip.
hell?
Yeah, Foxy.
What the hell?
What the heck,
Prepare,
man?
bro. They're gonna
Yeah,
have
it's,
AC's bracket. They're
Why-
gonna get in by 1 seed.
Why is the
Okay,
combined
no, I-
first? Oh, hold on. Why is the
That's
Wolf
because
first?
I put them as combined first because I believe in them.
Yeah. Yeah, put
but,
that on your own
yeah.
list, buddy.
But yeah, the Czech Republic, we have a history of not being super great when it comes to six digit. Our best player to this day to ever play in six digit, I still believe is me, if maybe Daniel. So, yeah, it's
Daniel is
not.
crazy.
Yeah, like this
True.
team, it just doesn't have experience. Daniel is okay, like he can fill a lot of things, but the rest of the team just doesn't have the experience needed to go
Yeah.
through. And I feel like this is a close DNQ because we've done it before in 24. We did qualify. We won 1 point, I think, and that's the 1 point we've won in Major League. But it's definitely a DNQ team. Maybe they qualify. I believe in my boys. Actually, I'm gonna move them up.
Imagine-
But
Imagine they make it out of groups. Wouldn't that be so hilarious?
if
That
they
would
make it
be
out of
That
groups,
would,
I
that
will
would be so funny, right? Like
If-
the
that'd be
stats suddenly
beautiful.
say that they make
if
it
the
out of
Czech
groups,
Republic
right?
makes it out of groups, I'm wearing a maid outfit on stream.
Oh my god.
Um,
The
I
bed,
heard
the bed is real.
You heard it, folks.
somebody clip that.
You got-
Thank you.
Yep, the bed is real and the recording is saved. So yeah, have fun with that,
Uh-oh,
Czech team.
uh-oh.
Have fun with that, Czech team.
But yeah, I think general consensus is gonna be DNQ. I think we can move on. We're not gonna spend too much
Right.
time on this team, even though I really want to. But moving
Yeah,
on,
okay.
I think this is a team we'll spend a lot of time on for so many reasons.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
Jorian, all
God.
yours.
Ash.
So again, welcome to Canada's scary roster. You see from last year's Harold, Fava, Nixie, Goggles, Isaac, Kadoi, Matchmir, and Toro. Matchmir last year was the spawn. This year, Life Coach and Segura being the spawns with Nixie actually playing this time as metaphorical. Roblox for you, aka Nil, aka I'm not gonna say the joke here. Like they are
They will
playing
bark
this.
for you.
Yeah, they will bark for you if you DM them. Will bark for you. Coming from B team last year to A team. Harold, Goggles, Big Loud playing from 2020 in 5WC. By the way, yeah, D ranker I guess, and Mume, aka Aki. They are. This is a really strong roster, but at the same time too, it's a really interesting roster because we already know about Goggles. They won like 3 tournaments in a row in the NA side. Harold, we already know they are the biggest team anchor in the scene. Big Lao is gonna be the most scary player here. Same with Sangua. Nixie is gonna be really scary on easy. That's we're gonna be seeing the low ARBs
Bro.
there. But for Life
They're
Coach,
not
they
gonna
are the
lose
spawn.
any gimmick pick, bro.
Oh yeah, 100% they're not. But again, Nil and Aki, aka Mume and Robokview, that's gonna be the interesting pick because those last 2 spots were really hard for the coaches to actually decide there. So in that spot, like they can get first place. But we already know USA. And USA is gonna be strong. USA versus Canada Grants is gonna go
We'll
crazy.
get there when we get there.
But we'll get there, yeah. So in that scenario, for me, I would say that they get second, but it's hard because they can get screwed over like they did in 6WC 4 and 6WC 3 and even 6WC 1 against Indonesia. So second and third might be an easier spot for them.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to mention, this is a bit of a meta game, and I'm sorry to do this to the Canadian players, but Canada has never once won a World Cup somehow, despite
gonna
always
point that.
having teams that are top 6 guaranteed, basically. They have gotten second so many times. They got second in 4WC25. They got second in 5WC24 and 26. They got second in 6WC1 and 2. Like, this team has been so close. They've almost gotten that prize of first place so many times. And I would love for this roster to be what changes that. Because Life Coach is not a new spawn. This is a player who used to play, I think, like 5-digit, 4-digit Chinese tournaments, then moved to Canada while restricted, unrestricted themselves, and barely got out of tourney ban to play here. So this team has multiple 5-digit tourney players. They have Groggles, who's an insane gimmick player, Nixie, who's up there as like top 3 easy players in the tournament. Like, this team can very easily go and just be first. I can see it.
Yes.
I'm just not sure if they can do it. The curse is just so strong with this Canadian team that I'm not sure if they can pull it off and get first place.
Yeah,
The
and
only reason why I feel that Canada is gonna be fourth is because the competition, and that we have new spawns that I think are gonna be very, very nervous on grand final scenes. since we're talking about a 6WC, it's not just a banner tournament. This is the most important, in theory, tournament of 6 digits. This is like before you want to go to 5 digits, you normally want to win this. And actually, this is one of the reasons why Harold hasn't ranked up yet. He specifically wants first place on 6WC to rank up. So I think they're gonna end up 4. One, because of the curse. I know it's kinda like you cannot just assume things based on intuition, but I think it's gonna be a huge factor since it has happened in the past 6 years, and also because of nerfs. As I said, there are 2 new guys that have never played a 6WC in their lives, so they're probably gonna be very nervous in the grand final scene, and I think that's gonna be very important. Plus, there are other countries that have more consistent players or more specialized ones. I do know Harold, Life Coach, and Groggles are crazy. Also, Groggles, even though he's specialized on gimmick, he can fill in for DT, which I still find crazy because my guy plays HT2 easy and he still can play tapping. So that's a big plus. But personally, I don't see them beating Philippines, for example. So that's why I gotta put them on fourth.
Alright, so I am going to put them first place, and that is
God damn!
precisely
Oh my
because
god.
I am personally
He's a believer.
Colon's biggest up.
Okay.
And I do not
Oh.
and I do not have Colon winning another 6WC. It's not happening, buddy. Pack it up. Canada is taking it from you and you're gonna cry about it. So no, this roster is crazy. I personally I think there is one other roster that's probably better. But man, I just want these guys to finally win a 6WC. Dude, please just make it happen. Stop choking, dude. It can't go on like this. I would have glazed Nixie for being the best easy player in the tournament, but unfortunately, things happened and
Oh.
Yeah.
What about you?
There's
Uh,
players with an 8 on their name.
Yeah, A bracket exists, so like unfortunately Nixie's
I don't know who
second
you're
best the
talking
best.
about. Anyway, yeah, no, dude, trust me, Canada is winning this year. Nothing else could possibly happen. Nothing could possibly go wrong, and Canada is just the best country on this, like, on this entire list. Like, they're just better, bro. Trust.
Might as well just flag change, you know?
Thanks,
bro.
Loon. Thanks, Loon, I guess. Awkward. Awkward. Hugh, do you have anything to say before I need to say one more thing about Canada, by the way?
Yeah, I think I have like a sure one here for Canada. Yeah, I believe Canada is like a really strong team for placements. They have like a really small chance of getting that sweet first place. But knowing how last year and this year they got some hitters. They always got some hitters. Like what Foxy said. It's always the team with a really good shot of getting into first place. It's just that they got it short most of the time.
It
So
never happens. I don't understand why.
yeah, I want them. Okay, like Loon. Even though I put Philippines on first place, like man,
Break the
I
curse.
fully
Finally
support Nixie. I want them to get that
win a
sweet-
World Cup, Canada. Finally, holy.
No way.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so the last few things I get to say about Canada, I think I've said in chat about the spawns. Are they spawns? Really? Not really. Second thing, we have a tournament happening right now called Canadian Draft Cup. And Tier 3, a lot of the 6-digit teams, 6-digit players are playing. Groggles and Harold are in Tier 2. And in Tier 3 is going to be Big Allow, Metaphorical, Sungo, Life Coach. Life Coach doesn't play actually. Nil and Mume is playing in CDC. I've beaten Sagura in CDC with Aki. So that's the kind of situation.
So
And-
Chorian's just better than Sangura, I get it.
Maybe.
Colon just flexing out here, holy.
Yup.
Well, maybe, because I'm playing someone B team next, so that's the main thing. But yeah, the main thing is to mental. That's the main issue here with Canada. If they get past the mental boom and they actually lock in, they can get first. But that for me getting third, I think it's just because of the mental game and because of the scheduling hell with CDC right now. That's gonna be really the issue.
I guess we will see. We do have to move on. I think we'll speed through the next few teams because this has been
Yeah.
going on for an hour and a
Yeah.
half, and we're not even halfway
The
through.
next two
Yeah.
are easy.
We're barely
Yeah,
done.
that's
fine.
easy.
So we have Sweden, who did get a lot of their players back, but unfortunately they just don't have as many good players as you would wish. They lost their main carry from
They
60
just lost Solmos, yeah. Whereas if they had Solmos, they qualify. Without Solmos, unfortunately, no. It's just doomed, man.
We do
So
hope
unlucky.
for Sweden to do their best. They do have really good rosters in higher rank ranges, especially 4-digit, where they don't have Skilla this year, but usually they do, and Skilla is one of the best tourney players in the world. But moving
Mhm.
on to now South Africa, to get this moving, we have a team that actually has a full roster this time around, and a team that's actually a lot better than people might give it credit for, because some of their players, especially Himi, Nemesis, and I think it was Kape, have a bit of tourney experience, and generally speaking, this team's not that awful and could actually get into group stage for me at least.
Yeah, they could
25-32.
qualify. They could qualify.
Yeah, only-
It's
Yeah.
close.
I only know a bit of like Nemesis, but the rest of the team, I don't know much. But yeah, they can barely qualify this, and they can barely get into groups. That's all I can say for South Africa.
Looking at the same case as like Italy and Pakistan, where they're probably going to be among the last seats to qualify.
Yeah,
I'll have faith in
Yeah, I
my
don't know.
boys. They're getting to
It's-
25-32. Hear my words.
It's so close. It's so close. I don't think they qualify personally. I think that most of the roster is just too new, too inexperienced, and the people they have with a little bit of experience are just not gonna cut it to qualify. But it might happen. It's gonna be a really low seed, but they might just sneak in.
Mhm.
it's a vibe registration now.
But yeah, that's your South African team, and now we move on to a team where we could talk a lot because some of these people are as old as time itself.
Oh my
We're
God, he's
specifically
back.
talking about a
He's
certain
back.
Sherlock
He's back. He's back.
Sure.
back.
back.
Well, you don't know who. There's only one person we could be talking about, man.
Yeah, we're talking about Sierra 56, obviously.
Mega lol.
But yeah, this
No.
team has like Shirox, they have Rainier, they have Juancho, who have played a little bit of tournaments. This team could qualify. I don't think they're gonna do super amazing. I can see them getting out of groups just because of the insane experience gap they have on the teams below them. But I think that's about it for the Colombian team, at least personally.
I think they can make it out of groups. I think this team is not that bad. It's gonna be a close one, I think, but I can see them making groups, like make it out of groups over some of the other teams, like Spain or Italy. I think some of the players are just a little bit more experienced and just have a little bit more skill set variety than the others in the lower range. So I don't know. I can see it happening.
They are like, I can see this team like a really strong group stage warrior team. Like they ball out in group stage, but then again, as soon as bracket starts,
Yeah,
teams are gonna get a little bit iffy.
exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking of. Oh my god, yes.
Like that's the
Yeah.
same
I
for
don't
me
think they're
too.
getting past group stage, honestly. I'll
Like
go
it-
play.
It is scary in groups, honestly. Like they have only like one recognized ball player that we know from back in the day, which Shiro X. But with Vayner and Blue Master, if they have some knowledge and they played before, that would be cool. But groups are gonna be deadly for them depending on where they stand. Because if they are with a crazy group, it's gonna be good luck because they most likely might be just one carry. But for the rest of the team, we'll see. Upset us if you can.
It's just depending on the group, they can either get out or they get out in groups. It's 50-50 depending on who they get matched up into.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, moving on to a team that's a little stronger. We have Mexico, who actually got top 12 last time.
I like Mexico.
Yeah,
Te
they did
amo,
so
Mexico.
well. That is
Te
so
amo,
well.
Mexico.
Crazy.
But with
Long
this
live
team,
Haides.
yeah, this team is Haida SA, who's the only experienced person on the team. Otherwise, literally everyone is a new pickup from the 6-digit Mexican tournament that they run. They're not bad players. This team is definitely still pretty good, same as last year. Last year they got 9-12. They got overseeded because of DT, as far as I know. So they were like seed 6, proceeded to 9-12. They did have a restriction as well, which kind of set them back a little bit. But either way, decent team. I think this is one of those stronger teams that could make it a little further in the tournament, but it heavily depends on how the new spawns, how the new players can handle nerves during matches.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
see them
Hydace is
on-
pretty good, right? And,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think teams like Russia, Ukraine, Norway are gonna be better just because they have a more experienced roster who have just played way more tournaments and are way more familiar with like the maps that they will encounter and are gonna be much more comfortable. So I don't see them making it super far this time around. But Mexico is one of those rosters that I never think makes it far and then make it far anyway. Just I don't know. I just underestimate Mexico every single time. So. It's gonna be interesting.
And honestly, it's not a crazy opinion to underestimate. And normally you see new guys in the roster always, except for
Yeah.
Heide.
Mm-hmm.
So it happens.
Like,
True.
Heide's been here since the dawn of time, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the thing with Mexico, we talked about it with Japan a little, is that most of their tournament experience comes from their national tournaments because their national scenes are pretty big. So
Mhm.
I think this team could have a lot of experience than what we think they do. I'm sure if we had a Mexican staffer or just a Mexican player here, they would be able to tell us more. But
Exhort.
unfortunately, as 2 Europeans, a Filipino, Peruvian, and a Canadian, we just don't know. So for now, I think we can kind of agree on like 17th to 24th, give or take.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Wait. I think the staff member that you talked about is Pixtort.
Yeah, it's sort of absolutely.
yeah.
If we had him here, he would be able to tell us a lot more because
Yeah.
he hosts those tournaments. But...
Yeah, but I can say though, for when I actually glimpsed at their roster reveal, because they actually did show the roster sheet, their A team is a mix between like the top 1 to 16, I think. So their roster might be a little bit crazy here in A team. If they don't get far, again, minor league could be another story for them. So, but me putting them to 13, 16 is just because I do trust them to go a little bit further than 17 to 24. They get out of groups and maybe they finish around. Like they get into like quarters, somewhat semi, something like that.
I
Like
could
a
see that
quarterfinals
happening.
finals? Yeah, I can see that also.
But yeah, that's your New Mexican. Not New Mexican. That's a U.S. state. That's my bad. That's your Mexican team. As now we move on to a team that hasn't actually played since 6WC3, and a team that absolutely wrecked my shit in minor league in 2023. We have New Zealand.
New Zealand.
And
anyone wants to
to
take this
minor
one.
league they go again. Yeah, the
think they don't
Australia
follow you.
lookalikes. I don't know. They have a lot of inexperienced players, and I mean, Quick W and the bracket guy. I don't know. They're just not good enough to really elevate this team to a level where they can compete against these other teams here. I think.
Damn, I'm the only fucking believer for this team. Holy shit.
Like
I'm so sorry, man.
I was a 50-50. I was a 50-50. Honestly.
I'm the only person who believes in the New Zealand team. Please prove me right and qualify.
You know what? I'm with you.
Ah, Oh.
Yeah, I believe in this team. I think they can do it. It's gonna be close as hell, but I think they can do it. But yeah,
Yeah,
again,
they're
a lot of new
good.
faces. They did lose Adopt in screening, and Adopt was one of their better players. So unfortunate, but it is what it is. We hope for the best for New Zealand as we move on to another team that's fallen from grace.
Oh yeah.
shit.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Anyone
Damn.
want to
Romania.
Yeah, I mean, I still want this team to qualify so bad. Like, they used to have such a nice roster, but man, it's so fucking over, bros. Like, Romania,
Yeah.
bros, pack it up. It's just not happening. It's so sad, man. This used to be such a good roster. By the way, the Winter is back, so, like, you know, they have someone, right?
Someone.
Like, yeah,
Experience.
but,
Eh,
Oh, it is.
Jorian, do you want
Yeah.
to explain the qualifying for Romania?
So again, 6WC, if I remember, 6WC2 they did pretty well. The minor league they have a chance, but just for Romania, even though like they kind of fell off out of 6WC2, there is a chance that they qualify because of the pool itself. Who knows? Because again, we might not know about the players themselves, but if they are good at certain mechanics, they might just outscore and actually qualify just because of them being good at the pool. We don't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that could happen. Okay, that's
I mean,
true. That's true.
Romania does have a history of having some really good players because they did have Aki, they did have, I think, Prodi at one point in 6WC3, if I'm not wrong, and both of those players really elevated the team a lot. They had Luminous
Good.
Guy as well, who
they
unfortunately
had
isn't playing.
insane players, but
Yeah, like-
Luminous Saigon, Akigon, it's...
Yeah.
Like if Aki, Luminous Sky, V Winter, and like Prody happened, then I can see this team actually like getting top 20 seeds, but unfortunately it's a pretty big new gen team, so I think it's a DNQ from all of us, but best of luck to this team. I can see them doing pretty good if they just lock in.
Yeah, I think Yospa is the one to look forward to. He's been pretty promising and looks solid. Everyone else on the roster is either really new, or just your average 6-digit in V Winter.
Yeah. But yeah, with that we move on to a team that again has played, I think, like 6WC if I'm not wrong. I'm actually gonna recheck this real quick. But it's mostly a new team. They played in 6WC1 actually with what is now one of their 4WC players and carries. So congrats to Equidimensional for getting this far, but this team unfortunately barely managed to get a roster together. Apparently they have a player that played before, which is crazy. But this is going to be, I think, a pretty one-sided DNQ from everyone.
It's the DNQ angle, man. Unfortunately.
Oh no, the next country.
In my like.
Oh no.
And then the next country. I think the next country. It's a country that I think Limbo, if they were here, would have had a lot to say about. But
oh really?
Yeah, I wonder why. Yeah, I wonder why.
It's the Kings of 6CC.
Dude, this team.
What do we
used to
think
be
of this?
So great. It used to be so great, and now it is not. But I mean, dude, there was a time when people like Default CVA were on this roster, and those are good times for United Kingdom.
Yes, Ready, Fobdoodle, Default, like those were the days of the UK. Those were times when the UK was terrifying.
Yeah, they went top 3, top 4 every single time, and they just lost everyone. They still have a few decent players, don't get me wrong, and they have Deep Fried Boshi, who is somehow in here.
He's not decent, he's beyond that.
He is probably top 3D players in the tournament, if not better. Like it's close between those top guys, but this guy is completely nuts. But even then, they lost even more people from last year. Like Perry is Perry here?
Yeah, no,
Perry's not playing. She
Perry is not here,
but she would have.
Bigfoot isn't here. Fopdoodle isn't here. Somehow they lost Fopdoodle this year.
Beaumite also isn't here.
Beaumite isn't here. Isaac isn't
here.
It's
overranked.
Isaac is here. No, Isaac is.
Isaac is.
You know, it is really funny that the only person that remains on the United Kingdom team isn't actually from United Kingdom. Yeah, he's futures. He's emerged.
That's so funny. Dude, but this roster lost everyone. I think they kinda make up for it with Deep Fried Boshi to not be completely doomed. And Limbos is not bad. Pringle is not bad. They have decent players, right? But it's not the roster that we would set in top 4 and be fine with it. Personally,
I'll put them on 13, 16.
13, 16, 17, 24 is probably both safe guesses. Deep Fried Boshi alone elevates this roster to a point where they always qualify, they always make it all over
I'm scared of that guy.
That guy is
isn't?
scary.
Who is this? From where did he came? He didn't exist a couple of days ago, and then suddenly 7,000 SEEP on skill issue rating.
I will say about this team, one thing this team is it's one of those teams that has one insanely good hyper carry, and then a ton of support players.
Yes.
And the thing is, this team's support players are good. Like, Hans just FCs anything you put him on. He doesn't have good accuracy. He's gonna get 80% AC, but he's going
Hans
to
is
FC.
playing
FC.
He's playing one map per pool, bro. He's playing one map per pool. He's
straight up just gonna FC with like 80% AC, and he's gonna be fine.
Yes.
Limbos is good. Pringle is good. Kiwi is good. Kiwi is playing at like 3 in the morning for them because he is in Japan. But
no.
I digress.
Brother, with Deep Fried Boshi, you have secured an FC for every single map. Like, you don't have to worry about anything with that.
Yeah.
You have one FC. You just gotta worry to get at least 500k and you'll be fine. And
Leo, if they do not FC, this will be clipped and you will be screwed over a lot.
Yep.
Chicken.
But honestly, like for the UK side as well too, like again, back they played ever since from 6WC1 if I remember correctly, and in 6WC2 I think they popped up a lot, but because of so many roster changes, it's gonna be a little bit of an issue for them. Foster, you have them in 7th to 8th, I have them in 9th to 12th, and everyone else is doubters. So we're kind of in a weird split here on if they can
the
do
thing
well or
is-
not.
The thing is, I don't disagree with anyone else because this team is so heavily reliant on the supports doing good for Vashi that I've even said before, I've got on record saying that this team could fluke second.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
they
See that
could
happen
fluke
Yeah,
second,
they
they could
could,
get out
they
in
could.
groups. Like this
could.
is such a wild card. It's even worse than Norway, quite frankly.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
boy.
worse
It's even worse than
Norway, but-
Ukraine.
Yeah, like,
This is like-
I don't know where this team ends up. I'm fine putting them 9th to 12. I think that's the general consensus if I average everything out, but this team could
I
genuinely surprise us a lot.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm.
This is like UK is the like this year's UK team is like the biggest high roll or low roll team. Like it is the
Yeah.
biggest RNG. There is such an RNG team.
God, I
Like
wish
who
they
knows
high
what's going
roll.
to happen once they're out, you know?
Man, I miss
We don't know
Nightmare.
shit about them. Like they
They
just
should
spawned.
just lower us USA and they did their job this tournament.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Did everyone,
Like-
did everyone
like-
just by getting USA group.
Okay, so can
Yeah.
we
It's
move
so
on
funny.
to the next team, maybe?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
move on to the next team. The next team is. You may know a little bit of
One
drama
man.
regarding this team. We're not gonna
Oh
touch on that.
no!
But
I know a
Vietnam,
lot.
I will
people.
say I think this team is like 9 to 12 or 13 to 16. This team has been 9 to 12 in every single 6WC, barring the last one where they got 13 to 16. I think they can just replicate that. This is one of the most consistently decent teams in the tournament. So I think 13 to 16, this team's still just as good as always, basically.
I
Yeah, I see them
got
on 13,
like something also to say, like for Vietnam. If the Imeko Nin issue
Oh, shit.
didn't happen,
This team would be so much better.
we would have Ojo Ayame and Hoshino for this.
Jesus.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
that would have
have-
bumped them to like
Jeez.
7 to 8 personally.
I have been talking to them. I am very close friends. Because of what happened in 6APC2, they just did not want to play anymore. Like Ojo and Hoshino didn't want to play. I mean, Hoshino is still playing. He just doesn't care about the 6-digit scene now.
That's fair.
But
That's
Ojo
fair, yeah.
Honestly,
didn't
fair enough
like
after what
it.
happened in,
Didn't like
Vietnam
it.
there.
So yeah, with that, I'm gonna put them at like a solid 9 to 12 for this one. They really fumbled the bag real bad in 6APC2. And now look what happened in 6WC. They would have gotten like a comeback with those two players alone.
Would have maybe finally gotten a better placement than 9 to 12 after 4 consecutive years
Yeah.
of getting there.
Too
That
bad.
was,
bro.
But yeah,
That
this
was
team was
perfect
also
for your
supposed
team.
to have Kavit, but I think he forgot to sign up in time.
Mm.
Oh no.
So that's another nerf to the team. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. But yeah, with that, I think this team's generally good. I think we all agree to like 9 to 12. They might do a little worse. They might do a little better. I can see both.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for now, we'll move on unless someone has anything else they would like to say for this team.
So watch out for the players of Chino, 5, Zinx, Lumis, and Genu. That's really the players that you just need to worry about. That's it.
I mean, they have like a really they have solid anchors here, like Gino for the HRs, five being an all-rounder, and also ZCNS. Like for some reason they become all-rounders after like a few years of playing them, and Illumis being the GOAT himself, as usual. Yeah, but yeah, for peak placement, yeah, their like highest placement they can get is like 9 to 12, but that's about it. But if they didn't fumble, my boy Ojo and Hoshino, that's an easy second place or first place in my opinion, bro. I don't know what you're talking
Honestly,
about.
yes.
With that, I think we can move on to the next country, which is going to be another decent speedrun. We have Greece, which they have played, I think, 1 6WC before, if I'm not incorrect. This team just barely qualified for OWC last year because of Jackbacks and Puyu being fucking insane as tourney players, and the rest of that team just did not need to play. But for 6WC, they don't have arguably a top 3 tourney player in the world if you exclude the tippy top of Malice and Emrek. So I think this team unfortunately goes DNQ. I also know that their best player, Greed Guy, is unfortunately dealing with some health issues that make them not perform at the greatest
Oh.
level. So Unfortunately, I think it's
Yeah.
ADNQ,
Oh
but
man.
yeah, it's unfortunate.
rough.
I wish them best of luck, but yeah, not much else to say for this team, unfortunately.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think this is a go
nice.
next angle.
Yeah. Also, Kakashi Sensei, I believe, is a ranked mapper, and they have some really nice maps. I would recommend checking them out. But moving on to Belarus. Belarus, they will have 8 players. I don't think they've replaced their last one. I think they're waiting to see something. I'm not too sure what's happening there. This team is basically completely new. The only person that's returning is Elix. Elix, she is one of the top Belarus easy players, if I'm
She
not
is
wrong.
she's the best one. Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
like,
insane. She's
She
insane.
is definitely the top of this team by far. I think Belarus, thanks to her
close.
and thanks to some of their newer talents, I think this team can actually do pretty decent. I would personally give them like 17 to 24. Could see them going further, but that's very unlikely.
I see them on 17-24 as well.
You can,
Honestly-
put them with quicker too.
Yeah, I would just put them right next to Ukraine and Russia. I think they fit in really well there. They have a bunch of newer players, but those newer players are not bad at all. And I mean they have legs, so yeah. Like all of these newer players actually have some tournament experience to a degree, and they have been doing pretty well. I wouldn't be surprised to see them do quite well in the tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think average is like leaning closer towards like lower end of it all. I can kind of see it, but yeah. I think we just put this into 17 to 24th. I
Sure.
think we'll need to move a few teams down a little later on because 25th to 32 is looking very lonely at the moment. But for now, we move on. We'll get there when we get there. And I think we'll actually get there right now as we get into Hong Kong, which is a team that had a massive resurgence from last year.
Oh my god,
wow.
this is a team.
Yeah.
This is actually a team.
Yushin, I'm gonna let you go off on this one, I think.
Okay. The 6APC2 champion, which is China, but you know Ye Xingguang is
Merged.
playing for Hong Kong right now, and also the other teams. But maybe Ye Xingguang, who was like one of the carries for their getting their 6APC2 win. But yeah, this is like a really good team. This team might actually top even the 6WC4 team, where you know we got Kuronami and stuff like that, you know, something like that. He's restricted, yeah. But yeah, this is the best Hong Kong team, like in every iteration of Hong Kong. So with this alone, and with some hitters and a bit of like strong supports and a couple of new gens here, this might actually be a really good 13 to 16 place for Hong Kong. They can prove me wrong. They can actually go up to 9 to 12, but knowing how the remaining teams once quarterfinals start, I don't think Hong Kong is gonna survive, but they will survive in group stage and they will survive in round of 32 and round of 16 here. With how high the mental is right now for a couple of the players, because some of the players played in China and won 6APC2, they won, yeah. They're in a high right now, so I'm guessing they're riding that high up until they get their first loss. Yeah. You can put them like a solid 13 to 16 here, but they can prove me wrong with the 7 to 8, placement.
Yeah, I mean, this team, Hong Kong is an interesting country because in a lot of rank ranges, they're not amazing. Then you get to like 3-digit where they won 3WC at one point. They have Misha MCY, and that doesn't really transfer to here. They have Reiki, 7, and Flametail, who I think are like their best players in 6-digit.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
realistically, it's not, even though we say the best in Hong Kong 6-digit, that doesn't really mean that much for a country like this.
Yeah.
They're not super strong. I see them on like a very similar level to India, where they have 3 decent players, and that's kind of where a lot of their roster depth ends. I know Gumachi is like a new spawn that's doing good, but even then, I just don't see it. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's fair. I can understand that.
I
Just-
would put them on 25-32, just because I think the rest of the teams are above, or are going to be above in my opinion, have better rosters, and just because of that, because individually they have probably 5 of the, I don't know, at least top 20 of the tournament. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Seven is
Yeah.
Seven is insane, obviously, right? Seven can't do it alone, unfortunately. He's also one of the newer players, even though he is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said, they did really well in 6 APC, and that usually means you should do quite well in 6 WC as well, since 6 APC is one of the better regions, as you can see at the top there.
Arguably the strongest, yeah.
Arguably the strongest, yeah. So considering
like,
they did really well
input,
there, I imagine they won't do horribly at the very least. They probably make it out of groups minimum. After that, it's kinda hard for me to tell because I don't know these players good enough.
Because this Hong Kong team is like the mix of like 6 APC 2 Hong Kong and the winners of 6 APC 2. It's literally a mix of the team, and you got what Hong Kong team is right now. So that's why I placed them a bit higher, because they got really good hitters, which is Yasheng Bong and Seven, and for the rest of the teams, they got really good supporters as well for Hong Kong. I can understand that some of you guys are gonna place it higher, but I believe a bit in this team, but I don't think I believe enough that they can survive a little longer once the the most notable teams are like left standing in the brackets.
I think just to close up Hong Kong, at least, like, I feel like for me placing them in 25 to 32, it just depends on what happened in groups. Because in Hong Kong, like, you guys are saying that they're doing really good in 6 APC, but remember, this is international. There's 6 EC, there is 6 DCT, there's 6 Magical Cup, there's 6 USC as well too that happen.
Yeah.
All of that does correlate to 6 WC in the end, so I feel for Hong Kong, they might get grouped at the end. Like, there is gonna be a TB that happens for Hong Kong, and they might lose just because of that. So 25 to 32 just because of that scenario.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I think just
Everyone,
generally-
there's like every team in 6WC that has group stage has the possibility to get group. Even my team.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it with the Philippines in 2024. That team was insanely
No.
cracked with Cho and Flair, and they got out in groups. So, like, we've seen
If
it
I-
happen before.
They were too. Let's just say they were a little too intoxicated. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. That sounds like the Philippines. I can't imagine the Philippines roster gets not
were
drunk
literally
for half of
drinking
their
this
matches. I
tournament.
can't lie.
Yeah.
But yeah, moving on. We'll get into a team that, I'm just gonna let Lunex take this one.
Yeah.
Or-
It's just gonna.
No apparent
Don't
reason.
get
I don't know.
Oh,
why people
wait.
are missing on the last
Right.
roster.
What?
I don't know what happened there, but
It's gonna be like an hour of just
Um,
Lunex yapping.
yeah, I'm sorry, viewers.
Alright, no, don't worry, I tried to keep it short. Okay, so, well, we lost Gliding Slime. Alright, and then we replaced him with probably the biggest bombs that this country have had since the first iteration. We will probably never live up to the first iteration.
Yeah.
But this is the closest we have ever been. This roster is really, really strong. We have a few really solid gimmick players. We have a few really solid hard rock players, hidden players. We have everything, really. We have the best low AR gimmick player in the tournament by far. It is not
True.
even close.
Yeah.
It's not even remotely
Yeah.
close. Every single gimmick map is probably gonna have a guaranteed FC. He might choke. He chokes sometimes, but his consistency
Happens.
on gimmick is insane, and his skill cap is basically non-existent for the scope of 6-digit. So considering that, we are pretty good on at least, a fourth of the pool. And then everything else, our new peoples, Blue Nido, Tusk, and Octagram, Mama, they can hold their ground on everything else. And, we old players, Hopes, Telly, and I, we just have to kind of fill and just let the new gens carry,
New gens.
New
gens. The funny part is that Telly, Hopes, and I, we were the last picked, right? Everyone was picked before us, so... we're just here to fill out the team and, give support skills, funnily enough. It's just that the team is that good this year. They already showed during 60C that this roster, you know, it was almost the same roster except I was missing and 8-Bracket was missing. I think they got 3rd place or 4th place, right? Second. Holy shit!
Yeah, I think you guys lost to the UK in Grands actually.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they were a little bit upset about Bushi being there. I think there was something. Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder why.
This roster already proved that it's really, really, really good. I don't know how we will end up against United States, Canada. What's coming up soon? Philippines. You know, I think those rosters are better. And funnily enough, our highest R tryout was 5.5 because we just kind of said we are not making finals anyway. So fuck it. But yeah, I think this roster can make it to semis, maybe even finals if we get a good bracket. But
I think you guys have to say very optimistic.
It's a solid roster. I don't know. It's not the best roster we ever had, but it's a really solid roster, and I'm really happy with it. With that said, we already have 3 confirmed absences for qualifiers. So
wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
So Tally is currently in Sweden. He can't play. He's on ESA.
Yeah. I will say for the German roster, right? They have had one roster that I think you can argue is stronger. It's the 23 roster.
Yeah.
Because Kuranamikazu, Palmo, Rotherfogel, Quio, Petter, Happy, like that roster was insanely good. But this roster does kind of start living up to that. It starts living up to the 2022 roster as well, where they got 3rd place with Tay, Incredible, Dimension Shift, Airhead.
Yeah, I think it's on a similar power level, yeah.
Yeah, the problem is that while Germany has gotten back to the level they once were, 6-Digit has moved far past that, and Germany has kind of just been left in the dust to try and recover. So I feel like while this team is good, I can definitely see them getting like 13 to 16, 9 to 12. I think 9 to 12 is like the most realistic because I don't see them above Russia or Vietnam personally. I feel like 9 to 12 is like kind of the perfect place for Germany. I feel like that's kind of where they'll end up. It sounds about right for them. And I don't think they can play past that SR, so.
Well, Loon, since you're playing, Terry is playing, Hopes is playing. More I'm on Hopes and Mai because I think I saw Mai before in like his finals level, but Hopes playing against them so many times, they are very, very scary to play, but they are going to be one of the main carries. You and Terry, you hosting NGT and Terry hosting 6WC3, one of the good ones, by the way, in production. I honestly missed that one. I missed that 6WC3. That was one of the better ones, honestly, for real. But I trust you guys. That's why I'm playing in 56. You better beat my expectation, or else I'll scream at you. In the Tony Hawk. In the Tony Hawk.
You don't know. Hope's PC is broken and she basically can't play. It crashes every 5 minutes.
What?
Kelly is not here. Tusk messaged us 2 days ago. Oh, by the way, I'm not here for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, what are we doing?
Oh my god.
It'll be fine. You
guys will be fine.
It's fine.
You guys
Just don't don't qualify for my league. Just stay in Major League. Do not qualify in my league. Do not be in my league.
We just have to qualify. Also, we wanna play the fucking group stage because first 8 seeds don't play it. So you know, qualifying a little bit lower isn't even that bad.
8 bracket on HR is happening. Oh my god, they're doing it.
Oh yeah. So basically in qualifiers we are basically perma lobby with occasionally switching in 8 bracket when needed. So
I think 8 bracket's like coming in on like 2 maps, no? Like no one played it too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He cannot play anything above AI8.
But so. Yeah, I think general consensus seems to be 7th to 8th. If I average it out, like kind of guessing. Sure. I don't think they're that strong, but I'm just gonna go with the flow of the average.
Dude, we are prone to choking every time. We are choking like crazy.
Hey Loon, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I put Germany on 5th place because of how RNG going to be in one semis is out and Germany is still in. You know, you guys might actually pull off in semis if you guys are still in.
Don't mess it up for us.
Moving on. Enough glazing Germany. I know Lunex loves his own country. Hey Leo, I think it's time for you to talk. I can't lie.
That one.
Yo.
Okay.
Oh.
So, basically, right now, to be honest, this roster is way stronger than last year's roster. So I think we have a pretty good chance of qualifying. Now, based on what I've seen of my own team, I think they can make it to quarterfinals if I'm being honest. I have to put them on 25-32 just because I don't want to get them nerves. But I personally feel that we actually have a chance for a good run this year, and I will try my best as a captain to make them feel as comfortable as possible in the matches, and I'll also try to help them improve while we're trying to play. So in my opinion, everyone in the team has a lot of potential. They haven't played more than 1 year except like Opie, who was on last year, but he didn't take the game seriously, so I don't take that year as a 1 year of playtime. He was basically like, I don't know, 1 month or 2 or 3. So all of the guys are completely new practically, and I'm sure that next year if they decide to D rank, they will be a pretty strong roster and probably a scary one too, with capability of getting to finals perhaps next year. Now I don't know how many of them are gonna D rank. I'm personally gonna rank up, but I feel that we're gonna do fine. We'll be fine, and we are actually gonna surprise a little bit in this 6WC. That's all I have to say.
It's
Yeah, I mean, seeing Peru's history, I do hope that your new guys, do well, but
Bro,
not
bro,
too
bro.
well.
Bro.
Knowing, a certain Patrick person, but this team, I have seen some of them. I have seen a few of them popping around. Generally speaking, this team's okay. It's not a bad team. It's definitely better than what we've put into like 33, 40th by a long shot. I think they're better than Pakistan. I think they're better than Chile. I think they're better than New Zealand. So I think they just do go above them. I don't think it's an amazing team. It's definitely one of the weaker Peru teams. I mean, the 6WC4 Peru team, even if you exclude the multis, was really good. That was
Yes.
the best year for Peru. Now, that is us ignoring a big elephant in the room, but I digress.
Okay, bro.
Just imagine a world where Painecito is playing with this roster here.
Yes, Pinacito,
Yeah.
my favorite Peruvian.
Wait, is he not?
Shit.
I swear he is.
Pinacito's from Chile.
Oh my god, really? I always thought he was
Yeah.
Peruvian, dude.
I think you're thinking of Dice, because Dice was on that roster.
Oh,
and
no,
he's,
I
like,
think
basically same level.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Dude, I always thought he was Peruvian. What the fuck?
Bro.
Oh, maybe he's just on like this Michi gang thing, so that's why.
Yeah, he's on the
Hmm.
mission. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
Pinacito's very
that's
close
like-
with the Peruvians, but
Yeah, that's
I
why.
wish we
yeah.
had Pinacito as a Peruvian.
Dude,
bro.
you wish, bro.
so
But yeah,
I wish I had a lot of
Yeah.
players as Peruvians, bro. Peru needs players, please. Come to Peru, it's free.
I
It's free.
I'm being so real. I just noticed because all y'all are like previous A team captains. I kind of just feel like left in the open or left like on the corner because I'm not even a major league player. That's kind of
Okay,
funny
no,
thing about
to be
it.
fair, when it comes to me, I got into my position unfairly because Czechia doesn't have players.
It's so
Bruh.
funny to
Like-
think about it though.
Yeah, me and Leo got into our positions completely unfairly,
True.
and I don't think Loon's been a captain yet. I think it's all.
I
No,
didn't
I
even
know,
have
I
to
know.
try for my
I mean,
trials, bro.
well,
I
for
was
me-
hired and I called. I see the one.
Dude, I'm last pick for my country every year. What do you mean?
Yo-
Mine is funny. They made me 6APC5 captain because I'm funny.
Oh.
That's basically that's
That's
why
the
we
reason.
can't team A in 6WC5. It's because I'm funny.
Fair
Okay.
enough. I can't hate that.
Okay. So
Yeah,
before we go on a tangent, let's move on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move on to a roster that's
Thailand.
unfortunately a little weaker than the Peruvian one. Thailand, they have a few older players coming back, but Thailand has never necessarily been the strongest roster on the planet. Last time around, they got seed 47. I haven't seen the players around that much, and I personally believe that this is going as another DNQ, unfortunately.
At least they love White Cat. That's a good thing.
Yeah, they have White Cat, yeah. Yep.
Yeah, they love White Cat.
Yep.
Like that's the only thing they love
love
White
White
Cat. That's it.
That is actually a solid
Yeah.
player, by the way. It's not awful.
Yeah, but
Alright.
unfortunately just not enough to carry the team.
No, definitely not.
He's not carry enough. He's still not there yet.
Maybe mentally.
There's not a lot notable. And there's not a lot of notable players also for Thailand. So yeah, safe bet here is just gonna be DNQ for Major League, and hope for the best in Minor League here.
Yeah, I think this team can do decent in minor league. I'm gonna be surprised if they qualify and do okay in group stage. But moving on from that, as you just mentioned, Isle of Whitecat isn't enough to carry a team, and we're gonna test how far a carry can get on their own.
Oh my god,
damn,
my
this
god! My god! Yo,
Oh.
I'm biased. I'm biased. I'm
So
biased.
Lithuania. This is Coldonelis and Bad Apple, and the rest of the team doesn't
Yes,
matter. How far do you
long
think
live
Coldonelis
Bad
and Bad
Apple,
Apple
my
get
goat.
alone?
Hmm.
I
What's
think
the SR?
they can make it into groups
I
and
freaking
maybe
love
out of groups,
Lithuania.
but it's unlikely. I don't know.
I see them on 17-24, honestly.
Colt and Bad Apple are obviously really good. But it kind of stops there, I think.
So
Yeah.
the main question is really Foxy. How insane is going to be the pool? That's the question. Is it going to be
It's OSR,
insane?
so-
Is it going to be insane in OSR, or is it going to be just mediocre OSR?
What are you asking? Difficulty or quality wise?
Difficulty wise, quality wise, it's out in the open.
But yeah, I mean the thing is, right? I can't really talk about the pools without leaking anything, so I'm not gonna do that. But
Yeah,
But
I can
in
think-
one word, in one word,
about it.
in one word.
like Lithuania is this kind of team where it depends on how the supports do, because this team does have some decent supports. They did lose the man himself, Lithuania, from last year, who was kind of the third on that team that was filling. This year they don't have them. They have a few decent supports. Soriyami is a good support for that team, but it's all just gonna depend on how they do. If they do good, I can see this team where Leo and Hugh should have them, where it's 17 to 24. If they do bad, I can see this team even getting out in group stage if they just get unlucky with the group. So I think it heavily depends on how the supports do. I think the two carries are gonna do just fine though.
Again, it's all depending on the pool and groups. That's really
Yeah.
is the main thing.
It all depends on who they get it to matched up into groups and how what the pool looks like. So I can see them 25th to 32nd as like a safe bet, I think.
I love them. I put them on 17 to 24, and also good luck because, oh my god, they have Flare Drake as pooler. Oh my god.
I can't tell if that's a good or bad.
It's so bad. It's so bad, bro. I literally
We are-
conditioned my team to be to have like
Flare
really
is
bad-
being kept on a leash. He is not being allowed to do what he wants to, trust me.
Oh my
He has
god.
suggested, I think, a 7.5 star hidden to for the group stage.
Oh, what?
Alright.
Bro, you know, I
So-
literally conditioned my tryouties. I have a week 1 HE2, which is why do I? It was pulled in 5WC round of 32. That was week
Yeah,
1.
sounds about right for Flare.
Oh my god.
I literally conditioned them.
But yeah, that's it for this team. 25th to 32nd, kind of the average. I can see them doing better. I can see them doing worse. It depends on the carries, but yeah. And now we get into what I believe is the focal point of this whole stream and the most important discussion that we'll have, which is a previous winner and one of the strongest teams that we've ever seen in 6WC.
My
Brazil
days.
2026.
It's so hard. It's so
Who
tough
wants to start with this
say.
one?
It's so hard, man.
I got nothing
So-
much to say, but I put them on 5th to 6th, man.
Okay.
5th to
No.
6th?
I'm biased here, man. I'm biased here. But yeah, I
Okay.
can see them. I can see them toppling Indonesian port. They might most likely they might even beat Canada. Well,
I
Oh.
can
in
see
early
them on
bracket.
first
In early
place,
bracket.
brother.
in early
Oh.
bracket.
No. That is not gonna happen in
No.
early brackets, buddy. Like, for Brazil, the roster that we see right here, Octavio, Starkin, Hypervisk, and Landpins, like,
Don't forget looping.
and Lupin as well too. Lupin I didn't really see in a tournament recently, so I don't really know their names today. But Shukimi, I think I saw them in a tournament before as well, streaming at least. But Hyperfist, Starkin, Octavio, and Landpins, they are pretty scary players, especially for Hyperfist and Starkin. They are like, I think they are old gens that still play to this day. And that's actually really good for consistency. And they consistently, as a duo, they play together a lot. They get like top 8, top 16. But I don't know in this setting right now. But Octavio, a lot of people say about Octavio being good. So possibly in the 7th to
Fabio is my
8th position.
Brazilian goat.
So with this team, right? I know one of the players. I talked with Shikomi a little, right? And this team is a lot scarier than it looks. Lupin came back recently. He's basically the herald of this team. He's on
Yes.
around the same skill level, if
He's on
not
that
better
level.
now. Otavio was supposed to be on A team last year, but it wasn't because they needed a minor league captain. Otavio is one of the best players on this team now. Braya is an insanely good reading player who is just cracked on anything else as well. Like this team, the 24 they won, they have none of those players, and I think they can do it again. Personally, this team is crazy good this year.
Brother Braya plays gimmick, and he can fill in for HR. He's
fill in
basically an
everything.
all-rounder.
That's the funny part,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think
Like-
this team is on the same level as when they won last time around. I
That
think
was
that was
different. That was
even
really,
crazier.
really,
That
really
was
different.
just completely irrational how good that team was. I think this is still irrational, but I
Yeah.
can
Yes.
totally see them
This is
Yeah.
bearable.
beating
This is much more
US. I
bearable
can
compared to
see them
3v4.
beating Canada. I can see them beating everyone else. I can see them winning the entire tournament. It's gonna
Yes.
be really close between the
Yeah.
top 3-4 teams, and it's pretty much everyone's game this year, which is really fun to see actually. They could make first. I'm gonna put them second because I'm Colon's biggest op. But
I don't want to jinx them. So I,
I
put them
wouldn't
second.
blame
They're
anyone
wrong.
putting Canada or the US or the Philippines above them. I still think this roster is insane.
Yeah, I feel like there is an argument to be made that in comparison to the rest of the tournament, the A24 was better. I feel like this team, though, there is an argument to be made that this team's better than that team was. Now, granted, that it goes for a lot of the top teams. Canada, Philippines. Philippines kind of fell down because they lost Xavi and Zish, but still. Like, I feel like this team can win. I genuinely have a feeling in my gut that this team might just win.
I'm being so real though. For me, if you see my 56 Germany versus Brazil, that I feel like this match might be happening in like the winners finals or like in a bracket it matches up. Like this match against Germany and Brazil will go to TB if that ever happens. That would be fun to see if that does happen though. Like Brazil might like win on top in a TB to move on.
Yeah,
Could
I
happen,
see
yeah.
that. They can be like tiebreaker warriors here, knowing how they have a lot of, old gens here, a lot of experience in this team. So yeah,
Yeah.
them going against on a TB is really scary. Brazil wise.
I
My
think for
favorite.
now, we kind of need to leave this because I think we're like the average for both Canada and Brazil is like around third. So I'm gonna leave them both as third. We're gonna need to move one of them somewhere. There is a team that we'll need to talk about later that decides where we move them. I think. A United States shaped elephant in the room. But for now, we kind of gotta move on because we have been here for 2.5 hours.
I'm
So
down for
just
two more.
Okay, bro. Yeah, moving on. The next team on our list that we have is going to be another previous like top 2 team with
Oh
Poland.
my
A lot of their
God.
top 2 players returning. Unfortunately, just not as strong
God.
a roster as they once used to be. You have a lot of old names. You have Xabe, you have Itnes, Quenti, you have a lot of their other players quit. Modems somehow not on the team in some way, shape, or form. Did not make it, but overall, very scary team. Still, I personally believe this to be around top 8 to top 12-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say they are top 12-ish. The Modems incident is that Modems just didn't want to play. He does that every year, actually. He never really wants to play. If he is on the team, it's just because the people bully him into it. He's just not really into it anymore.
Yeah, so Loon, continuing on to that statement, I talked to Ines before during 6WC, before when 6WC registration actually showed up. Ines literally said that Kasami and Ines were just there to just fill in. They don't really want to play. They don't play as much, and the rest of the team, they're trying to let the rest of the team carry them. Starby did get in top 4 in Duncan and Cup recently, and for the rest of the team, like Quenti is pretty good as well too. Magic Warrior actually is pretty good as well too in Duncan and Cup, but for Kasabi and this, the Unks, they just want to sit back and relax, but they're going to try to have everyone else play.
Yeah. I think this is a big downgrade though, all things considered. Like, they used to have a really insane team with Tianling, with Quenti, with Kuba. Katuba as well. Like a lot of the players that they used to have are just missing. You know, Filomaster too, who's still in the army, I believe.
No,
The
he's
cherry
out
on
of the army. He just doesn't
Oh,
play
he,
Austria.
he just
The
doesn't play
cherry on
anymore.
top
Alright,
would-
got you.
on the team would be if Ulki stayed.
Yeah, Ulki
Yeah.
being here would be a big plus, obviously. I mean, if you see like the bottom end of the team, you know, Stellar used to be C team, I believe, and Magic Warrior B team. So they had to move some of their worst players up because they just didn't have anyone else to fill the spot at the top anymore. Which is a bit sad to see. I still think this team is good though. Like this team can still kick people out. It's just not swinging as hard as it used to be.
Yep.
Mhm.
So I would put them in the middle somewhere. Yeah.
And like,
Just a weaker team overall nowadays. It's the team of grandpas, the team that's like 500 years old, always does okay, and then kind of gets out, and had one pop-off year in 2023. We ignore the cheater-shaped elephant and named Keska. Moving on from Poland, we move on to a team that I'm gonna kind of glaze over a lot. It's Luxembourg. I don't think there's much discussion needed here. You have Luca Diogo, who's decently known. You have the worst username in the tournament in Skibbity Dog, and you have Mario Lol, who did
My-
okay-ish, I believe, like top 6 in Small Tourney.
Yeah.
And that is it for this entire team.
Yeah,
DNQ
that's-
all the way through, I think.
See you in my
Yeah,
league.
it's not a full team. If
See-
you don't see a full team, it's usually DNQ unless your
Yeah.
name is literally Russia.
Unless your name's Russia or the Philippines. Because
Yeah, I
we saw what
agree.
happened last
Yeah.
time.
yeah.
We saw what happened last time. Moving on, good luck to Luxembourg. We wish that you get through. Moving on to Switzerland, which is a team that has had a lot of ups and downs. They have been a little weaker over the years. They qualified last time as I believe like seat 30-ish. I think 30,
Yeah.
yeah.
Last year was insane for them.
Yeah, they had a really good roster last year with Dot, Pyux, RoboFreak, Vopsme. They did lose Dot, Pyux, and Vopsme, instead deciding to pick up, I believe, Tessa and Miragefire. Miragefire obviously not able to play last year due to being the head pooler and host. But yeah, overall decent team. Good, plays really well. I think this is one of those teams that can get 25th to 32nd. I think they can do okay. I don't think they're going to be anything super exceptional, especially since Pyux and Vopsme, who were
Yeah.
their strongest player, quit the game. So
Mhm.
Losing Bucksme is
just
so
ranked up.
so big,
Bob's
bro.
just ranked up, man.
Like,
He just doesn't want to play anymore.
being a like #1 Nomad player for like low SR leaderboards, honestly, it was kind of cool to see for them. But that's them gone now. Not, I think I saw Natsuko somewhere before, same with RoboFreak. But hey, look, it's the #1 streamer MVP for CWC 2025 playing the game. I can't believe it.
it's
Yeah.
the 4WC host playing the 6-digit World Cup at the same time as hosting the 4-digit one.
Yeah, I can't believe it. But like you
But,
said,
yeah,
though,
not the
yeah.
only one on this list, to be fair. Hello, Philoxen.
Yeah, but honestly, like you said though, like because Miragefire is coming in, but a lot of these players are somewhat unknown. Like they might qualify and they might get into groups. Like Miragefire, we do know that they are somewhat of an insane player themselves, but with the rest of the team, are they a good enough carry? That's the true question.
Yeah.
Personally, I'm looking at like RoboFreak when it comes to carry. RoboFreak, Natsuko, and Seven Sorda. Like Miragefire is the fill.
Soda is by far the best player on this team. It's
Yeah.
really upsetting that they don't have Piox, who ranked up right before the tournament.
Mm.
Obviously, Vopsme quit a little bit ago and ranked up a bit ago. There's a few other good players as well, in Unigasai, for example. All in all, I think this team is fine. They're definitely much weaker than they were last year. I think they might be able to qualify. I don't know if they make it out of groups, though. This team is just like... Miragefire is the cutest person in the entire tournament, but like, you know... And then Tessa, Quacky, they're very new players. You really have the top 4 people. Omegazone is the only really good newcomer, I think. And the 3 old players are still good, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to go far.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think overall we believe in them maybe getting out of groups. Probably not, based on what I'm seeing. Kinda agree. We'll see how they do. We'll see if they like the groups pool and if they get a group pool. If they get a good group, because I think that will determine a lot. But for now, we will move on to what I think is the biggest example of a solo carry cannot do everything, because oh
Yeah.
my god, Paradigm.
Yeah,
What
Paradigm
is
Oh,
Bro.
good.
No, they
Damn.
are high AR gap. That's all I'm gonna say. They are HR gap. They are DT gap. Really strong HD. Decent on Nomad. That's basically it. They only have
I would like to add to that they did FC No Mod 4 in OFDC grants, which was a 50k tourney where the grants was 6.4. They
Oh.
are
Yeah.
really good on No Mod as well. Their skill
Yeah.
cap is insane.
And but this is what I'm talking about, like general wise, like the whole team itself. Because sure, Yuno is decent. Paradigm is giga insane, really,
Yeah,
really giga
yeah.
insane.
Dude
just
has
that-
Diamond ETX.
It's just that
Paradigm might be the best player in the tournament that just doesn't have a good team. I can't lie.
Yeah.
I mean, this team isn't awful, and I think they make it out of groups, but
they make it, yeah.
man, it's just not the
it's just
quality
like,
you would need, right?
this is gonna be like, it's barely a second player, third, mostly a third and a fourth player gap, because it's just gonna
Yeah.
be Paradigm.
It's
Yuno is still
third and
not
fourth player.
there. He's like somewhat well known, but not really like known to be, like up there.
Mhm.
But my Hyung Nims, ah, I'm just gonna say I'm
It's
gonna
hard
put
to
them
judge.
on 33 to 40 because of how it's only just Paradigm. Prove me wrong, my Hyung Nims. Kaja, because I'm also Korean.
Leo, you're the only one who's not put up a rating for
Yes.
South
I'm gonna
Korea.
put 25-32 because I believe that Paradigm, perhaps even quarterfinals. Why? Because the roster may not seem that much, okay? But I know some players, for example, Minuk, who actually comes from Relax, and I'm pretty sure he can read AR-11, so I don't know if they're gonna be that bad at it hard. Not sure how it's gonna go, but I can see them definitely not doing bad at all. I could see them out of group stage accidentally. So
Accidentally.
Accidentally.
I just wish them the best, bro.
Accidentally got out of groups. Help.
They just need enough confidence on giving support to Paradigm, and they will be fine.
With a
Plus,
sliver
it's
of
low
hope.
SR. No one knows what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it is OSR.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I put them on like 33 to 40. Because most likely I think they're gonna get out of stage one, but I don't think they're gonna stay for a bit on stage two. They might prove me wrong and get in brackets, but yeah. But that's basically it for me.
Yeah, I think we agreed 25th to 32nd, maybe a little worse. Don't see them winning a match. I guess with that we can move on to what is another hydrogen bomb of a team. Well,
Dude,
not necessarily a
not
massive team.
Not
No.
anymore.
Oh, really?
Murarachi!
Dude, screening
Oh
did
my
them
days.
dirty. It's wild.
Yeah, Axeria getting screened is a big deal for this team, but like, let's be so real, it doesn't really matter who's supporting you as long as they're good enough, and this team is just relying on Murarachi basically just doing what he does best.
Being the
Yes.
best player in the tournament, not close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
see them getting to finals.
Yeah, personally agree with that. I can definitely see them getting like to finals and probably matching up into like Indonesia, into that skill level. Because both teams rely on carries, it's just that Taiwan is a lot more focused on the singular carry with better supports than Indo, where it's like two carries with decent supports. So I feel like it's around the same level.
They need to
I
get
think they're
lucky
gonna
as
end
well.
up
'Cause
7th.
this team scales better with high SR. That's the problem. They scale better with high SR. I don't know if they're gonna do a bit. They're gonna do good, but I think some of the teams are gonna do better in low SR. But if they get into like high SR brackets now, like let's say like a semis or even a finals, that's where they shine. They just need to get that, you know, that chance, to go beyond the brackets.
Yeah, I think this team would have probably been a contender for top 3 actually if they had Xaria. But without
That is
Xaria,
also-
Yeah.
this team drops a fair bit. I would say 7th to 8th is probably pretty realistic. They might actually make it further. It's a bit hard to tell. It just comes down to how good they can support Murachi here.
Okay, that's another 7 to 8. This is going to be a lot of fun to reorder this because we have 3 teams in 7 to 8 and 2 in 3rd.
It's fine.
But yeah,
fine.
let's move on from this team. It's been almost 3 hours. We're going to move on to a team that is basically the exact same as Taiwan, just a little weaker, with the Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Yeah, and I would you would just put them one stage below, and we
I
are
see.
probably
Yeah,
good to go.
I see them 9 to 12. I see them 9 to 12.
Yeah. Like, decent
Sounds
team.
about right.
Jory is the hyper carry, and yeah.
Yeah, I kind of gotta agree with that. Since I do believe that Joeri is just such a good player that they can carry on their own. Staff is a really good support for them. The entire team is just support for the Netherlands. I don't remember how they did in 6cc, but if I remember correctly, I don't think they had Joeri for that, so the roster was wildly different.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So, I think, as we said, it's like 9 to 12, give or take. Maybe a little better, maybe a little worse. Where do we place them? Oh, goddamn. I'm gonna do this for now, and we'll come back to this later.
Yeah, same.
Moving
Sure.
on, we have the French team now, who got a massive nerf from last year, where they lost Glyphadinator and Green Melon
Mhm.
and Sunny Hacks, but they do get a few players in return. They do get Entity, they do get Kiri, they get Vernox. A lot of their old
Yeah.
players turning. Momonagi is an insanely old player. Sasak has been playing for a few years as well. Solid 13 to 16 in my eyes.
Yeah, just something like that. Maybe 17 to 24. It comes
I see
down to
17 to
how
24.
good the new gens do. People will probably sleep on Vernox, who is actually really, really cracked, and if he stays in 6 digit, will be one of the top players very soon if he continues to grow this fast. He started playing tournaments in NGT4 this year, and is the only reason why a team filled with 500Ks managed to go to quarterfinals. He just solo carried the entire team. It was hilarious to see. This guy's really good. I don't know about the other newcomers. Sosok is obviously quite good. Momonagi is a hit and one trick, unfortunately, only, so not much all-rounder support there. So I don't know how far they can actually go. I don't know. I wouldn't put my hopes into them going really far, but they make it out of groups for sure.
I could see that. Yeah. I don't got really anything to say, to be honest. I don't know them very well.
The only thing that I could say really is just about Entity, because for them, if I remember, I did play them in like Asia Cup, and I think I did play them in NGT as well too. Like they are good at low. Okay, the reason why I played them is because DMM Codename was their team name again in both tournaments, and we fought them twice. They are good at low SR, but for their high SR, they're not. I think they sat out for high SR, but the low SR was actually pretty decent. So I think they will be actually making it to 17 to 24, because for me that's my only slots left in the tier list. But for Sasuke, like, they are pretty good as well too. I think they have been around for the last 2 years, if I remember correctly, if from watching CWC or something like that. So yeah, it's just all going to be depending on if they get a lucky bracket.
Yeah, Entity is really good as well. You're right. Tough.
We can agree, like, from what I'm seeing, 17 to 24 from Lunax. Leo has them one spot lower, Yushin has them 17 to 24. I have them there as well. I have them a little higher. I have the most hope in the French team, but I think overall we average out to 17 to 24th. I don't think that's a bad placement at all. Good luck to the French team as we now move on to
wait,
another
bomb.
hydrogen bomb of a team with China.
What am I doing?
It's so hard to say where those guys are gonna end up. I can never tell. I just don't know a single player.
The most
I see
this
them
might
next
be
to
a
the
usual
Nation.
thing.
the most questionable thing here in China is that Ikem is reserve here.
Yeah.
That's because of time zone. That's because Aquim is in
Also
Canada. Yeah,
he's
I
in
think
Canada.
it's time
Yeah,
zone.
he's in Canada.
Oh,
Why not
He
the
ain't
cookie?
changing. He ain't changing his.
Why would he not flag change? He would be on the Canada team, and we would confidently place them
It
first.
would have been
Yeah.
it would have been a different story with Canada. Canada was like
Yeah.
easy now if like Ikem flag.
At that point, they just win that ass.
well, literally, like
They
it can.
win.
Like literally, Ikemi did play in 60 Canada tourney, and they get like top 6, I think. But yeah, like they are really good. But with the China roster right now that we see, like even though we don't know any of these players or we don't really know that much of these players, again, they could be really strong. I can be, even though they don't play, they could be coaching them. That could be the option.
Yeah, there's just no way we can underestimate them. China has been known to do really well every time, and you just don't know them because they play regionals pretty much exclusively. But they are really good. They have a really good rosters, and they bring different players every time, which is the funniest part, right? And every time they are really good players. I think the Chinese scene is just really strong in general. We just don't know about it because it's so exclusive to China. I would say they will do really well here, though.
They are
at minimum finals.
They are going to perform better. I mean, they are the 6AP2 champion. But then again, like Jurian said, whatever happens in group stage happens, and everything is bound to happen, something like that. But yeah, although I'm gonna put China on 5th to 6th tier, it's because 6AP because 6APC2 was like, and it was like, you know, their make it moment, because it was like not a lot of, you know, renowned players in the Asia Pacific scene. They didn't play for 6APC2. It was their make it moment. I put them on 5th to 6th is because they are doing really good. They are gonna do really good in this tournament. I don't think they're gonna go well against, you know, the heavy hitters for in this tournament. You know, we still have to talk about USA.
Hydrogen bomb being last is crazy, right?
Yeah, I may or this list is randomized. I may or may not have moved around a couple teams, and I may or may not have put the US last.
I may
intentionally
on 13 to 16 place because of China. I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry.
Oh good.
Yeah, like I think Germany is just not good enough to compete with China. Personally, I think China's just like a way stronger team, even if we don't know much. I will mention China is putting away Mike, which is the first time this has happened since 6WC1. He's been on every team he could be. The only one he missed out on, I think, is 6WC4, and that's because he was top 3 in 6WC3. So he couldn't play because of rules.
Oh my god, yeah.
But
So he's been on every team, so I think this team's good.
yeah,
Leo?
generally I could see them on 3rd place accidentally, because I think they can feel good. They have a good team. Seguki has won a 2v against me once. I'm still sadly salty about that, but I like the guy. He plays good. And I know he's not even the best one, so imagine the things they can accomplish.
Yep, they could fluke 3rd place. We'll just have to wait and see. But for now, I think we'll get into a bit of a speed round because we have Latvia, Malaysia, etc. coming up. Latvia, this team is just a very slightly weaker Lithuania with slightly better support, and that's all I can say about this team. Black Diamond, Shinzu, and Elliot are definitely the 3 like hyper carries, not at the same level as some of the teams that are pretty high, but I think a decent like 17 to 24th, maybe 25th to 32nd placement is very doable for this team.
It's a really solid 25 to 32. They are knowing how last year and this year, I'm expecting them to be seeding above above 30, above 32 at least. And knowing how, even though they don't have Snapey, they don't have Eggbreaker anymore, they have Elliot, which was an old player back then in 6WC, and they still have their carry, which is Black Diamond, which is an all-rounder for Latvia. Although they won't proceed further, but I'm hoping they can proceed further, at least in quarterfinals. They're at a good placement of just being in, barely making out alive in group stage and finishing in round of 32.
Yeah, I see Latvia as like Lithuania light. You know, I think the carries on Lithuania are just a little bit better with Cold and Alice and Bad Apple. Elliot is obviously a really, really good guy to get back after Snappy leaving and like Breakup leaving. That was definitely needed. Otherwise, this team looked a little bit doomed. I don't know. I would put them in the same tier as Lithuania, slightly behind them. Which is gonna be in group stage.
I think decent placement. Definitely a pretty good placement for Latvia. I think this is the strongest team that they've ever had. Very proud of Latvia for managing to like get a roster together that's actually starting to look really good. I do hope that we see them next year and that they can do even better.
Yeah.
For now, we're gonna speed run through these because again we've been here for 3 hours. We have next up we have Malaysia. This team has lost a lot of their highs over the years. They lost Ruma, they've lost James, they've lost Garville, but they still have Moist Onigiri, who is still on the team. Manhai is coming back from last year. Aurelia's coming back from last year. Nodi Odi is coming back as well. Generally speaking, decent-ish team. Not anything like that's super, super great or special, but definitely not a bad team by any means. I personally think that 25th to 32nd is like kind of where to place them.
Yeah. This
Honestly, I don't know what I think about it.
This team here is like really fell off after 6WC4. It really fell off, and it wasn't looking good in the first 6ABC, and even 6WC5 and going in 6WC2. They need that rebuild phase, you know. They need that rebuild. They need a team. They need like a team that
they need a Garville.
Yeah, they need another Garville.
Yeah, they need another
and
Garville.
another LSC. They need another LSC, like another Garville, another LSC. Yeah. They need those two at least. We would have put Malaysia a bit higher if we have those two players again. But knowing how their recent performances, I'm just gonna be really realistic about this. I'm gonna put them on DNQ.
Oh, DNQ?
Yeah.
DNQ.
I think that's a bit harsh for this team.
Hard. Oh
Wait,
my.
Dynex is not here. Wait.
Yeah, I think Dynex is. I don't think Dynex played, and I think Ruma dropped down. I think either that or it's a name change that I'm not aware of. Either way. But yeah, I think generally speaking, we're in agreement 25th to 32nd. I don't think any of us are against that, as now we move on to a team where I think we will need to start moving a few teams up because we have Austria. Austria is by far the strongest that they've ever been, which is not saying much for this roster, unfortunately.
Yeah, it used to be awful every year. No offense, like Austria just didn't have the players. This year around, they actually Stony T, which is a really good player. Yeah, he just won DACH Cup this year, which is the Germany, Austria, Switzerland Cup that we hold pretty much every year. So considering he won against all the bombs that we have on Germany, yeah, he is really good.
Yep, I mean this team did lose Greel from 2024. I think they've lost a few good players from last year too. But I think maybe DNQ, maybe 33rd to 40th. I think it's like somewhere around there. I can see them going into either tier. I'll be completely honest. I think like if we move someone down later, which we will have to, I think we'll move down Pakistan because Pakistan was already on the border of qualifying. So yeah, I am personally gonna put them as 33rd to 40th, but I can see them doing better as well.
Yep.
Like, I don't know if it's just me though, I feel like I saw Taurus play somewhere in the past like 3 years. But I don't know where, but like with Stony
for Taurus is Yuma. You've seen them in 6EC and a couple other tournaments as well.
Yeah, there's other tournaments. That's why I feel like I saw them before, and I feel like they can play with Stony pretty well in groups only though. Because everyone else is new, but we might not know ball. So we'll see.
Yep. Now we move on to what I think is the most tragic fall from grace from 6EC. This is not their first appearance. I don't know why last roster's not working, but I digress. Turkey, who won 6EC Minor League this year. I think they beat out I think it was God, if I remember, I think it was Switzerland and one other team. I think it was actually one of the B teams.
Yes, they beat Switzerland A, which was pretty wild because the
which was
Switzerland 6EC roster was really good. Much better
Yeah,
than the
But
6WC.
unfortunately, their entire core that carried them to that victory has ranked up, and this team has, in my opinion, at least dropped down to AD and Q.
Oh,
Ah,
really?
damn.
They lost all of their best players from 6EC.
I still think they have some people left, and I don't think it's that dire. But
I
don't know.
might just be a doomer, but I just don't see this team
It
qualifying.
is. They are pretty doomed. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. I don't think they have no shot of qualifying, though. I think they qualify. I think they can make it out of groups. I don't know how far they make it, but
I
it's
think
not
they
a
get,
bad team.
yeah, it's not a bad team, but what I'm like somewhat expecting this team is just gonna be on group stage, or barely not qualifying at the very least. With how like people solely focusing and like solely locking in mainly on six WC. Like I can see people like playing hard on like the regionals, like 6 ABC, 6 EC, 6 USC, something like that. But this is like the biggest six-stage tournament, like annually. So they have to put the best of the best here. With that in mind, I think yeah, like a solid group stage, like a 34 to 48 or a DNQ. Because yeah, I think that's just my opinion.
I agree. I think it's like between Turkey and a few other countries if they can manage to qualify. Like between Turkey, Spain, New Zealand, and Israel, it's like between those four countries. I think any of them could end up in that not qualifying spot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Oh god.
that's Turkey, and now
Oh
uh,
god.
we move
Oh
on
god.
to what I think
The
is
last DNQ spot, right?
yeah, this is DNQ.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like
yeah.
we're
Yeah,
gonna put
yeah.
Turkey, there, and then we put the United
Mhm.
States. It's been a
Mhm.
pleasure, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.
Goodbye for now.
Bye, chat. It's
But yeah,
been a
on a
pleasure.
real note, we have the United States.
Oh my god.
This is inarguably one of the strongest rosters this tournament has ever seen. I will
Oh, yeah.
explain the third placement in my prediction soon, but first, Colin has gotten third place before. Insomniatic is an insane skill cap, speed, and hidden player who's mainly on the team for hidden and gimmick, surprisingly enough, for hidden stuff. Pockatello plays everything. Funky Baka is an easy demon who can play a lot of mechanics as well, generally on the team for the mechanic heavy gimmicks. Peanut is everything besides, I think, just heavy tapping. Kagura is there for control and hard rock. Taka is there for everything, and Ongon,
Yeah.
Ongon is there.
Ongon is there.
Yeah,
No, no, no.
Ongon got bumped up.
He's there for HD. He's there for
I'll,
HD.
yeah. I'll let others talk first on this team. I have opinions.
Okay, I gotta say this one thing. Oh my god, oh my god, the boy Taka, he went from C team to A team. Oh my god, he's just like me. Yo, good job on getting A team.
Somni and Peanut went from D team into A team.
Yeah, even in like last year, Redacted was D team, and then he went A team for the
Yeah.
HR.
And now he's back on like C team, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then again, we have Colon, Pockatello, and Ongon. Well, Ongon is just there for the HD, you know. But damn, okay. This is like it's always expected that the US can, like high percentages, they can always get in the podium.
Yeah. for
But
sure.
realistically, I have like 4 teams in mind that can go first place. And it is the Philippines, of course,
Then the
Bias.
Philippines, and then the
Canada?
Philippines, and
Canada,
And
Canada, Indonesia, and Brazil. That's the 4 teams.
yeah,
So
it's really close.
Mhm.
yeah, it's literally like a round table here. Like no, not like a round table, like a battle royale. Who is gonna be the first one here? Because everyone is like neck and neck. Sure, there are gonna be like pop ups, but then again, who's to say who is going to pop off? Because those 5 teams are the best in the tournament. Like prove me wrong on that one. Like those 5 teams are gonna be the best in this tournament.
I agree.
It's just a matter of who low rolls in the bracket.
No, I feel that United States team is really strong, and overall, I'm confident on saying that overall is probably the best team based on
Yeah.
average. Like everyone in that team can play grand finals. Half of them can FC pulls on that star rating. Half of them get a little bit skill cap, but they're not. The ones that get skill cap are not there because they have to play everything, but just something special. So that makes it balanced. Uh, Probably, yeah, I think they're overall the best team. So that should technically give them the biggest chances of winning. But but I've seen one or two of them trolling on tournaments before, not on purpose, obviously. So I think it was more because of nerves. So who knows if they could accidentally choke? And we also have to take into account that some of them are completely new to
Of group
6WC.
stage. You have to take account for group stage also.
Oh, the group
Yeah.
stage.
Well,
Some devious things happening in group stage.
well, this is the thing. If they get top 8 in quals, they do not play group stage.
That's also
Yeah,
true. And
I also
generally, I don't think they're
expect
not
them to
getting seed
win.
1.
Yeah, I don't think
Oh.
they're
they're
getting
gonna
seed 5 or something above.
Yo, biggest opinion here, me. I'm expecting seed 1 for qualifiers is actually gonna be Canada.
Could happen.
Well,
Loki, bro,
hide it.
Loki,
Hide
it's facts, facts.
okay,
facts.
Loon, you go first then. You explain your reasoning first.
Okay, so I just think that the USA sucks and that Colon sucks and yeah,
And
they're
all-
just not gonna make it, bro. It's just like it's that simple.
DNQ.
I have screened every Brazilian I have seen this entire year from each and every of my tournaments. So as my redemption, my gift back to them, I'm just gonna say they're gonna do better than the US. And then lastly Canada, you know, those are just like goated guys. I don't know, man. They're just winning.
Yeah.
It's mostly vibes based though, you know.
Yeah.
Feel me? But it's hard to say. Also, shout out. I think China also has a chance to just win. I don't know. I can see it.
They do.
Okay, so I guess it was up to me now. Hi, teammate Peanut, who we got second in NGT, Funky Baka, who we eliminated in third in NGT, Pocatello, who had cursed so much in NACS, Ongon and Colin being unked but still alive in NACS, Taka, who teamed with
I can stick with
Tofus
them.
in NACS. By the way, one of them did get screened and they
Tofus
FC'd
got
SS
screened.
on him too. And Kagura, I think is the only one player that I don't know about. But Somni, like she is really crazy and still alive in NACS by the way too. So because of the information, yeah, United States right now they do have a crazy roster, but again they are able to choke. They have a chance to be second place, but honestly, it depends on who they fight because it could be a schedule hell if anything too, and that could mess them up a little bit. But the roster that they have right now, like they are fine. They have known tournament players in 60th scene from 6WC1, so they have the possibility. They have the stamina to just keep on playing. But again, one did get bumped up, and that was On God that got bumped up to 18. So we'll see what happens. If they do not get first place, that would be a shocker. But if they get like into a TV match, that's honestly the main thing what we want to see, because we do not want to see a sweep.
Okay,
Yeah.
I guess it's my time now, because I don't think there is a world in which the US wins.
Yeah.
Because, and this is for one very simple reason: they don't have a full roster. Like, you see 8 players here. Ongon just doesn't play a map in finals and grands. He doesn't have the skill cap as his teammates. He gets to play maybe 1 or 2 maps. They have a massive gimmick weakness because Tofu's got screened. All of their reading is gone. A lot of their gimmick is gone. I don't think Ongon is a fill for that. So I feel like this team has a massive gimmick-sized weakness. I think they have a speed weakness on things that are like DT. I just don't think this team can win. I don't think they can get first. I feel like Brazil and Canada are just better overall. I saw their
I agree on
sprint
the
against
gimmick
Canada.
part.
They
I
were
agree on the
losing
gimmick part.
speed and gimmick against Canada. And Canada is like a good team on those, but not the best.
Foxy, if you have a Peanut, like Peanut is
It's still a
is
player
everything.
down.
Peanut, like even though
It's
they'll play
still
it
a player
down,
Like
even
this is still a team that's playing with 7 people.
like even though they're a player down, like Peanut is great on everything, and a lot of chat agrees on it. So like if you take Peanut out of the question, yeah, sure, they don't get first place, but Argon, even though they might not have the skill cap for Grands to be like 6.1, they are still able to play. Remember that. They might be able to practice if they do play it out, but if they are going to be sending out anyways, they might just ban the speed or the gimmick, if anything.
I don't know. I just feel like this team has a massive gimmick and speed-shaped holes. Like, not in a way where they're bad at it. They're still definitely, like, top 5 on both. It's more so that when you compare it to a team like Canada that specializes in those 2 skill sets, I just don't think they beat them. And I feel like it's going to be up to tiebreaker. And, like, I don't know. I feel like US just is not as strong as it seems. I think this team's a lot weaker because of missing that 8th player. And also, like, this is something that happens every year to the US, but they just get mental boomed. I don't think there's a year where the US hasn't mental boomed at least once at some point in the tournament. So, like, I might just be a doubter. I might just be a hater. I'll be real.
You might be hating. You might be hating a little bit too much, man.
I might just be a hater. I'll be real. It's possible, but I just don't think that this team can get first because of those weaknesses.
I'm gonna be honest
There
with
might be
you. I
actually-
agree with the part of gimmick. They're indeed kind of weak on gimmick now that Toughness has been banned. But on speed, I don't think they are actually that weak because on this SR, Colin can speed, Somni can speed. Perhaps not with the best act, but I'm pretty sure that on 6.1 she's capable of getting around 97, 95 with ease. So no trouble. Taka can speed. And then the problem would be the 4th player, but I'm pretty sure they could get a fill in pretty easily. I don't think it would be a problem.
That's the
Okay,
thing.
Baka.
I feel like US is in a spot where Philippines was last year, but just like
Yeah.
slightly better off. But also the other teams are just stronger.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I feel like the US is just
move
like
here. I think I can understand Foxy what Foxy is saying. It's because, I mean, last year we were like already 8-player gap, technically, because the other guy got banned, and yeah, it just wasn't enough for my team last year to go up against those titans from last year. You know, I mean, last year they had like Creep Crafting who scaled very well on the highest art. Kalanjak, Delete and like Light also. Like, dude, those were like really strong. But then again, if those players stayed, even if it's just Light, it would already be the same as from last year. It would be the same as last year. I mean, it's just gonna be. Yeah, I can understand like On won't scale well on later brackets, but who's to know? Who's to say? They're still in the top 5.
no, yeah,
they
no,
might
they're
up-
absolutely like top. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is a bad team. I just feel like compared to the other teams, the fact that they're missing a player, while every other like top 6 team we've talked about kinda has full rosters where every player gets to participate, I feel like that just makes them slightly weaker.
Yeah, can say
And
that.
it's like I think they just have a better skill cap. I think Grants they'll be fine. It's just I think they're just gonna miss that last player a lot when they get there.
Yeah, he's gonna put
having
like
Tofu, Matrix, Mayo, one of these 3 people on that team would have saved them a lot.
it's gonna put a lot of strain on like the 7th player who doesn't even play those said skill sets. But yeah, but then again, like the top 5, like Philippines is in a bad spot again because the top 5 are in the American region again.
Yeah, that's just strange.
Oh no! It's gonna do that. I swear. Like last year, we ended that grand finals bracket reset at like 4 a.m. bro.
God
Yeah, I
damn.
remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. But hey, I'm not even playing. I mean, good luck to my team though.
I guess we will have to wait and see how they perform. I have my doubts about this team. On average, we have them 2nd, which makes picking the number 1 so much harder because 2 people have US, 1 person has Philippines, 1 has Brazil, 1 has Canada. US, we have 2 people on 3rd. I think, does Canada go first?
I think Canada goes over Brazil every time.
Canada
no,
goes
with
over
the
Brazil.
scaling we have. Do we
Yeah.
think Canada goes above the US averages based?
If
'Cause-
US is
No.
second anyway, I think Canada goes above them.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Loon, you
Canada
just
first, Brazil second, Brazil third, and United States second. That's our prediction for the top
It's-
three.
it's so funny that the Canadian is down in the Canadians because of knowing so much of the US.
The only
That's
reason why
crazy there.
Canada is first is my prediction. Thank me,
Yep,
guys.
unironically.
Thank me, guys.
No, to be fair, I can see it. I just really hope
They
for
are
Canada.
so good, man.
I just really
Also,
hope
I
for Canada
I
to
just
win.
want them to win. We are manifesting it, bro. We're
Yeah.
prophesizing right now.
Damn.
True.
True.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Fair.
guess only time will tell. As we've
There's
said, it could end up anywhere. So we'll see.
I think we bumped down Norway in 7-8. Probably over Germany. I'm biased, I know, but I think Germany is just more well-rounded than Norway is, just because they have like 8 actual players rather than just 4.
So we move Norway down then?
I would say so, but I don't know what the others want.
I mean, we have to first figure out the 2 people we moved down from: Ukraine, Russia, Vietnam, Poland, Netherlands, right?
Well, if you want to do those first, sure.
Yeah, we have to
Okay.
kind of.
I hate to say it, but I might put Ukraine down and put Taiwan a bit up.
Taiwan.
That's fair.
Yeah.
For me, I moved you. My Ukraine spot was always at 13 to 16th. So
I think we can probably put Poland down over the others.
Yeah.
It's just not
I-
the same.
Poland just doesn't have the skill cap to do what they want
Yeah.
to. And
We are never
I-
moving.
I don't think Poland doesn't have the motivation. Poland doesn't have the skill cap. No, Poland does have the skill cap. I don't think they have the motivation for it, honestly.
yeah.
They also just don't have like 3 extra players or 4 extra players at the end of their roster, similar to Norway. But I think the Norway roster is just a little bit better than the Poland roster here. And
That's
I
fair,
mean,
yeah.
we're never moving China down for sure. So it's
Mhm.
just like, do we think Germany or Norway is gonna do better? And I think Germany has an edge.
Yeah, I think there might be an argument here as well. Do we think that Taiwan is better than Indo? Looking back at it now,
No.
seeing the teams,
Ooh. Hmm.
Mm. Yeah.
because I think generally, like, we had Taiwan like pretty high, and we had Indo pretty high. I think we have Indo just like overall, like average-wise, a little higher, but I don't know if they're a better team necessarily.
It's a hard one. Indonesia.
I honestly think Indo is fine with they are.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I don't think I have any
I'm-
more changes on
I'm
my
pretty comfortable
end
with this. I
because
think Taiwan is more reliant on one player than Indo is. Indo is like also like many more.
Indo's reliant on Imar and Variel performing.
I mean,
Hmm.
they have just better players for 3rd and 4th
Yeah.
spot on the team.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't have any more changes on mine. I think I'm confident on my end here. Yeah. I mean, except for like first, second, third, and fourth place. Those can be interchangeable because those are
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
one of my top 4.
I genuinely believe that the top 4 could just switch around in any possible order and it would be fine.
Yeah.
There's an argument to be made that Brazil's better than the US. There's an argument to be made that Canada's 4th. There's an argument to be made that Philippines is 2nd. Like, it's yeah.
Another second place in the belt. Let's go.
I-
Oh yeah, fucking you're talking. Look at Canada. That would be their 3rd in 6WC.
just don't let any of the Canadians or Americans commentate it. That's the answer for US or
Yeah.
Canada, and then we'll be fine.
Like, dude,
I'm
if
gonna
Canada
say
gets
anything
2nd, I
because-
swear I'll give them a compensation prize of some kind. That's so sad if they get it again.
It'll be more funny if literally I commentated or Tech Track commentated it, because we curse a lot of Americans in the scene.
GG's.
God.
So yeah, that's one answer.
But yeah, any other changes in the lower tiers as well?
Nah.
Now that we can look back at it.
Eh,
Nah.
not really.
There's not really. There's a reason for it. It's because mainly, generally, there aren't a lot of players that like worth noting of that can bump up or bump down the team placements for our predictions.
Yeah.
So unless they make a name for themselves on like other tournaments aside of this, and then next year we see them again for like the next iteration, we might have different opinions compared to this year. This prediction, you know.
Mhm.
Yep.
Like for like the bottom seeds from 17 to like seed like 17 to 32, honestly, we can't really say them as placements because so many of them are just so close together. So like if we just putting them in a chart like this, they're not really 17 to 32. They're more like the best thing we could do is like rank them in like S tier, A tier, B tier, and C
Yeah.
tier. So
They're
yeah.
more of a general bracket, you know.
Like
Yeah.
I kind of agree that like top 4 is in a bracket of its own. Top 8, like 5th to 8th, is like in a bracket on its own. 9th to 16th could be in a bracket of its own, and then it's all of the rest. I feel like the only people who aren't in like a top bracket is like the 33rd and DNQs. Is like I think those could be like somewhat interchangeable, but
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I feel like otherwise it's like this is not super accurate because these teams are super close when you look at them in groups.
Mhm.
Yeah. But then again, this is mainly our prediction is just mostly from all the people like worth taking note of, you know.
Mhm.
I mean, prove us wrong. Like the new gens, like, and for other countries, prove us wrong in this prediction right now. Make the tournament fun to watch at. You know, like
Yeah, give me
imagine
Czechia
like
first place. Come on, let's do it. We can do it.
Someone please kick out US in group stage. That would be so hilarious.
Don't worry, Jay.
yeah.
I got this.
Wow.
I wanna see
Give it to me.
I wanna see Latvian grands, bro. It's
Oh.
that kind of hope, man. Like give us a show. Give us a show this 6WC.
Honestly, I just can't wait to see what happens after quals because again, after quals, because my league is a week behind, I can't wait to just see who drops down to my league to fight all of the B, C, and DT captains or the players there too because that will be a crazy matchup for some of the DNQ players because if they don't do well here, but they have good results in the compared to my league, they might see it high in my league instead. So
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like
can't
the
wait for
puppies in
Germany
Major
seat
League.
30, for Germany seat 41. Let's do it, Lunax.
I swear
It
to
would
God,
be-
Luke.
That was so unfortunate if that happened, right? Oh my god.
Don't
no,
you
I
dare.
really, really hope that would never happen, man.
Yeah.
We would
Yo.
never want to go to minor league, no.
But yeah, anyways, thank you everyone for watching. I am very grateful to everyone here who did predictions with me. Thank you, Jorian, for taking a screenshot. That'll be posted in announcements. For now, that is everything. There will be pick'ems eventually. Hello Watcher has not reached out to me about them yet. I will probably DM him and just ask him. But I assume it'll be the same as 4WC, where they're getting pick'ems for after group stage. Unfortunately, I think you can predict on challenge when it comes to that. But either way, thank you all for watching. It has been a pleasure. I hope all of the DNQ teams can surprise us and qualify. And we will be seeing you next time. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you, chat.
Goodbye. See you.